Hello, everyone. Welcome back to NADCL. It is grand finals time. We've had one hell of a weekend. We've had schedule changes, games happening early, games happening late, but we have finally made it here for the grand finals, best of three between YodiBrodi's Nexus and Sporkface Killaz. I'm Wesley. I'm joined here by Crescent. How are you doing today, Crescent?
I'm doing really good. I'm eating so well. We're just browsing the old Dota buff, finding out that Bat Raider has a 39% rune rate. Goddamn, that hero sucks, and thank God I hate him. He ruined so many games a few patches ago, but that's not the focus of today. We got two Goliaths clashing tonight, and what are your thoughts for this going into this matchup?
I think the rosters look really even. I wasn't able to cast Sporkface Killers quite yet, but I did cast YodiBrodi Nexus against Bullish. They seemed really strong. They're able to take in the semifinals as well. And yeah, there's just a lot of good players on both these teams. We have SMD God on Nexus. We have Babatich and Fade as Henry as well on Sporkface Killers. I think this matchup is going to be a lot about comfort for both these teams. See if they can get their players on some of their tried and true. I don't think this series should focus too much on like what is the most meta. Just focus on what makes their team tick, what makes their players the most comfortable, and we should see a close series here.
I totally agree. The second one team forces the other to play their style of game, that's when I think things are going to go off the rails. We have some very, very interesting picks. We have some pudge pickers in this lobby. We have some invoker spammers. A lot of really, really interesting heroes that, if given the right start, can really take over the pace of a game. And it's very, very exciting to watch, especially in these more organized play, to see, well, some of these pub stomping heroes may get some light, as seen in some few other series from this weekend.
Yeah, if we take a look at the rosters, you're right that there are some like weird picks here. We see on the side of YodiBrodi Nexus, DNC, he has 3,000 games on Sand King, and they've been picking it in ADCL too. So we could definitely look to see that either be banned or come out in this series. And then, like you said, on the other side, we have Henry spamming that 4 position invoker. So it's these sort of like off the wall comfort picks that I think are really going to make or break this series.
I couldn't agree more. I think some people we really need to be looking for. The carries seem pretty evenly matched. Of course, Scourge McDuck, crazy effective player. But I think the fours are going to be the key to this, because if they get a good start, maybe they get a few items, I think they're going to really turn the tide of this game and turn it on its head. Especially as we get into those some of a little bit more greedier supports.
Yeah,
Uh,
especially on YodiBrodi Nexus, right? We have that B-God Pudge that has looked super scary all season long through the combines into our first tournament. But even if he doesn't get the Pudge, we've seen him on the Hoodwinks, the Skywrath Mages, still looking strong on some of his secondary picks. So we're
totally,
going to see if
totally agree.
Henry can have the same sort of depth in his hero pool.
That is something that's going to be interesting. What bands are you going to target? I know many of the bands this specific patch are targeted to heroes such as Spirit Breaker, Necrophos, Chaos Knight. Just many of these heroes that tend to make the game surround them and have a lot of this weight. But when we're having a lot of our smaller picks and these smaller signature heroes, you really got to respect some of them, because they can make such a huge impact on a game that it can really make overall your entire team play differently. So we might see some of these really broken heroes slip by, and that's going to be very exciting.
Yeah, what I'd love to see is for them not to fall into the bait of maybe banning out these comfort heroes and maybe feel confident that they can take on a hero like a Sand King, like a support invoker, these heroes that are not in the meta and they're not in the meta for a reason, right? Like the best players in the world aren't playing these heroes um not just randomly, right? They're playing it for a reason. So maybe being confident, feeling like you can beat a Sand King, beat a support invoker, having that sort of time to strategize, come up with a solution is what I'd like to see from some of these teams.
Mhm. Definitely, and especially since these teams are very, very fresh, out of that drafting phase. They've only had about 5 days of being really getting to know each other and scrimming. So you might see some of that newish energy come out, especially when playing with people you haven't truly had before. So maybe those comfort picks can really help them get into this groove and really show off what they can do on this first week of NADCL.
Yeah, I mean hopefully they've done a minimum amount of research, you know. they maybe scrimmed a little bit. That's what I like to see. It only takes a little bit to get your team feeling that much more comfortable that can swing a game one way or another. If it's, feeling that much more in tune with your teammates versus the other team feeling a bit more discomfort on the map, that could swing a game for sure.
I'm also super excited for some of the shenanigans that can be up during this game, especially as we are getting into it. It seems the coin toss has been done. Uh, let's see. It appears that first pick will go to Sporkface Killaz, and YodiBrodi Nexus will choose Radiant. Radiant win rate has been very, very high this patch. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it's surprising a little bit. I think Radiant jungle is just nicer. Dire obviously has the sort of side part with the Mighty Mines that gives a lot of carries like the Luna, like the Sven, a lot of benefits farming on that side of the map. But I think for Radiant, it's harder to invade the jungle, especially when we see heroes like Spectre that like to kind of stay in their lane and dominate their lane, making it harder to rotate into that safe lane and punish these heroes. I think makes the Radiant side a little bit better. But
I totally
obviously, it can go either way. But we're going to figure out what picks, what bands are going to come out. We're going to head into the draft of our grand final series for weekend number 1. It's YodiBrodi Nexus versus Sporkface Killaz, and the first bands are coming out. We see the Sand King.
Oh, that comfort hero getting absolutely demolished. They saw 3,000 games and said, this is not going to be 3001. Sand King, of course, has been being a bit more played, but again, this is just such a comfort hero for the Sporkface Killers. But then on the other side, we see the usual suspects, your Spirit Breakers, your Treants. Getting hit for half your HP at level 1 by Treant Protector never feels good. Even with the slight nerfs, he is very, very strong in lane.
Yeah, and I know Chola on the Sporkface Killaz side is definitely very comfortable with this tree. He's been playing it quite a lot. And another respect ban, the Pudge, being banned here from Sporkface.
I know you were talking about letting these kind of comfort heroes through. But what do you think that can lead to our first picks becoming? Do you think we're going to see Chaos Knight or some of these other very, very well represented heroes in here, and it's going to become more of the meta the same, or are we going to maybe see something new come up?
I mean, it kind of depends on how you're feeling, right? It's like, are your 5 playing a tree because that's your best hero, and then you need to ensure that he doesn't get banned out of the entire phase? Or are you comfortable in the depth of your roster and you can go for a CK and make sure some of your auxiliary players are still going to be able to find a comfort hero later on in the draft? I think that's the questions you have to ask. I'd personally love to see something like a CK, a Brewmaster, a Wraith King come out in these early picks, just something to make sure you have a super strong hero in the
Yeah,
early phases, but it depends on the roster.
yeah, these Bristleback and Kunkka bans are really targeting that offlane. Something that's been really, really interesting this patch is that the offlane almost becomes the third or second carry in many games. But this Kunkka offers so much for you. A lot of all the control you want, all the X marks, and then of course Bristleback is the annoying hero of the patch. Many people on r/Dota 2 complaining about the 1v9ing he's able to do just by standing there with Bloodstone. But this Primal Beast ban is interesting. First pick coming out, and it's going to be the Chaos Knight for Sporkface Killaz. Again, Chaos Knight getting through is crazy effective, but being able to first pick it is nice. YodiBrodi Nexus will be able to respond to this, but again, Chaos Knight is just such a strong laner hero at all points of the game. He is good. He can build Midas, he can go off lane, he can go safe lane, he can kind of do whatever. And the Weaver coming out for YodiBrodi Nexus. What's your opinions on this Weaver first pick?
I think it's really strong. I think it's a powerful carry. It offers a lot of tempo and really strong laning. And technically, I guess you could flex this to 4. I think if in any other roster, I'd be looking at that, but it's Scourge McDuck. He's like one of the greatest Weaver players in this league. So I think this is definitely going to be a safe lane Weaver, and I'd love to see a hero get set up in the lane. Um, Another hero I'm looking out for on YodiBrodi Nexus' side is the AA, the Ancient Apparition. I think it's strong against the CK, shutting down some of that armlet potential, shutting down the lifesteal sustain and the team fights. But then if you have a Weaver AA lane, that doesn't seem that strong to me. So
No, I totally agree. I think that can be very primed bullying as they're both so squishy. But we see this Templar Assassin ban pretty early on. Is
Interesting that they're
tennis
still banning out Scourge McDuck heroes, even though we see the Weaver. So maybe they're thinking it is going to be a 3 or a 4.
Yeah, it seems a little odd. But I mean, they're using this reserve time on this ban. They're looking to maybe target someone. Personally, I think you could target that Brewmaster ban, just as you said. Brewmaster again, one of these power players in this patch, but I don't know. I think that would
Still
have
a Wraith
actually been,
King.
yeah, Wraith King would be a great pick for YodiBrodi Nexus.
Maybe you want to ban the AA here. I don't think you want to give AA to either of these teams if you're on
Honestly,
the
I
opposing
agree.
side.
I agree. Playing against AA, especially a CK, does not feel great. Of course, if you're on him, you just immediately burst him, but with good positioning, it just becomes so terrible. I'm curious, why did they ban the Grimstroke? I would feel a Grimstroke Weaver lane would be very, very strong, being able with that Ink Swell and Sakuchi just stunning and just putting a ton of pressure on whoever. But I can understand that can potentially be problematic on the other side. But since they had second pick, I wouldn't have mind them picking that up.
Yeah, we're gonna see what they go for instead. Something I actually don't mind is the Witch Doctor Weaver lane. You get that Maledict off with Shakuchi spam and the double hit with the Geminate attack, and that's a lot of damage going to the Maledict.
I also like Witch Doctor into the CK because if he's clumping up his illusions, you can just throw Cask. It makes the CK have to micro his illusions much more effectively, and after Reality Rift, he just can't do much. Especially because Maledict plus Paralyzing Cask can kill all those illusions so quickly. But we have a pick, a Slardar coming out.
A
Slardar's not a
Sladar,
hero.
as some might say.
We do not see the Slardar much. What's so good about this hero right now and with this against the CK?
I don't know if it's so good against the CK as much as it, in conjunction with the Weaver, applies so much minus armor between Swarm and Corrosive Haze. Especially if this is a Slardar 3-4, that is a lot of pressure in this offlane here. And, well, I guess it's a DNC hero. We've seen mostly Slardar on Fade on the Sporkface Killaz side, so it might be a deny pick as well.
Definitely.
There's the AA.
Yeah, the AA coming out. I don't think this is surprising. AA is a very, very standout hero this patch. He has great magic damage. The Ice Blast is very, very effective at clearing these illusions, getting these more sticky heart carriers to not regenerate, kind of countering out that heart blade mail build that a lot of offlaners tend to go in this patch. And again, the only thing that's pretty weak is his laning isn't great, but you can always, depending on your hero picks, can make that much easier for him. And then this is the Invoker. Are we going to see the 4 Invoker this game? Or
Yeah, for sure. Without a doubt.
Comfort picks, baby.
Yeah, the other thing about Slaughter is he doesn't farm that fast. I feel like...
It could be a Midas game for him, or...
I think for sure. The other thing about... I mean, what I like into CK is things that just also farm. It's like you're not bullying this guy out. Even if you do, he jungles fine. The worst thing is you, like, give up a few kills. And so if you pick something like a Tide Hunter that can also clear stacks, then you're just farming alongside the CK, or like a Wraith King or something like that. With a Slardar, like if you're not bullying the CK out of lane, like what else are you doing with your time? You have to like make rotations out of the off lane, which isn't something we typically see in the current patch.
This is a hero we don't see often. The Clinks coming out. I don't know who plays this on their team. Do you have any idea?
I'm looking at my notes. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm baffled. I don't know if this is going to be like a mid Clinks or a 4. I wouldn't mind it 4, honestly. Being the key appeal in this type of lineup of the core Clinks is to be able to take advantage of all the minus armor from the Weaver and Slaughter, support Clinks, and just nuke a support like AA out of existence, and just constantly pressure some of these guys. And the Nature's Prophet. Do you think? Oh, it looks like they might be going for a global type initiation. Clinks going on to someone Weaver. Constant skirmish type pickoff fights.
Yeah, they just have no team fight, right? Like they have a Slaughter stun.
Normally, if it wasn't this patch, I'd recommend Puck as their glue to this team, but Puck has been so terrible this tournament. I'm guessing YodiBrodi Nexus, they have some lockdown in the Blink Crush and the Sprout, but I would really want something from the mid lane to control everything. Or if they want to move this Clinks mid, something to put him in. And we got a Night Stalker.
That's another fade sort of comfort. He's been playing a lot of Slardar, a lot of Night Stalker.
I really like this Night Stalker into this.
Yeah, me too.
You just run at them, have the silence up, and then they just can't do much.
Yeah, how is Nexus supposed to team fight into Sporkface Sporkface Killaz?
Yeah, they have so much Invoker spells. They have the Night Stalker, Knight, where she's just running at them. AA ulti. I'm guessing. So if I were Sporkface Killaz, I'd be banning out high impact mid heroes. I'd hate to say it, but Magnus could be a pretty good mid for them. Perhaps maybe a Quap, if they just want damage.
Yeah, I was thinking Quap too.
But
seems pretty good.
And interesting.
Because they don't need more setup, right? They just need follow through.
They need follow through at this point. I wouldn't mind a little bit more lockdown for this Night Stalker CK.
They could go for like an Earth Spirit or something.
Understand. Earth Spirit, I think, would be very, very good. He has the Magnetize, he has the repositioning, the Rolling Boulder to initiate with this Clinks, and then the Nature's Prophet to follow up. But they have one more band left, and this Pangolier would have probably fit the gist of it.
Yeah.
What do you think about a potential Storm Spirit this game, actually?
I think Gunga Ginga plays that hero. I think it's very bad into Night Stalker.
They banned the Quap.
Yeah.
Huh. I mean, I guess Sporkface Killaz could have picked that up, but man, that would have been very, very good on you. But they do. YodiBrodi Nexus does have last pick, if that's nice. So they can potentially get this last hero. They can also potentially go for a cheese strat, if they're not careful. I don't think Meepo is very good into AA. The puck.
They could Lone Druid, right, on YodiBrodi Nexus and just like force them to fight into you.
Yeah, I don't mind Lone Druid at all. It basically it does so well early, especially being a universal hero, and just kind of forces you to deal with it. And that bear is so strong.
I think it solves their lane too, where you go like Slardar Weaver, Clinks mid, and then to go NP Lone Druid in the safe lane. I don't know if Scourge McDuck plays it, but
yeah, that's the one thing we got to see. They're taking their reserve time on this ban. If we are being serious, they've already banned Primal Beast. Banning the Naga Siren. Huh.
Yeah, I'm thinking they're looking for a carry here on YodiBrodi Nexus as well. Thinking this is a Clinks mid.
Clinks mid into maybe like a Spectre, maybe? Just totally commit for this global lineup. Ogre
I don't hate that. That's a mid Ogre. That's kind of cool.
Oh, that's going to be interesting. When they do it here, it's fun. But when you do it in your pubs, you're not cool. You're just throwing. But
I mean, very strong laner, has high base damage. Very hard to bully out. And once he gets Blade Mail Heart, it just feels unkillable. Like it, you just feel like you have to like ignore him. And then the whole time he's pumping out Ignites and Fire Blasts and all that fun stuff.
No. Yeah, this man, Ogre McGee, giving them a full minute for YodiBrodi Nexus to respond. It's interesting. Man. I think the one thing I really love about YodiBrodi Nexus is that their logos are great. Their logos are sick. Probably some of the best in the league. But with this 40 seconds, man, so much they can get. I mean, do like
Sporkface has the meme potential with the logo.
The meme potential with the logo is great. That's just a spork with eyes, so I don't think anyone's copywriting them. Final pick, Zeus. Now I'm confused.
I mean, it lanes nicely. It counteracts the vision coming out from Night Stalker, because the problem with taking team fights, or like with YodiBrodi Nexus, they just need a way to find targets, right? And so you Zeus ult, you see the entire enemy team, and then you get to choose who to jump. You get to jump the AA or the Invoker or something like that. And if you don't have this sort of vision control against the Night Stalker, then you're just playing at a disadvantage.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's something that's actually kind of scary. This Clinks can kind of act as like a hit list guy, constantly finding these smaller, squishier supports, and then Nature's Prophet teleport, the Nimbus maybe coming out later in the game. The one thing I worry about is if they get into a 5v5 engagement, I don't know how well they're doing. If let's say Sporkface Killaz just force the issue and start running down towers, I feel like YodiBrodi Nexus could be in a potential situation.
Yeah, that's the issue. They need to be the ones that start the fights. If they're getting initiated upon, then it just isn't working out for them.
Who are you
They
giving this
have no
game?
way to counter the fight.
What are we saying in this game?
I think YodiBrodi's draft is kind of bad. I'm going Sporkface Killaz.
I will go with YodiBrodi Nexus.
All right, give me the reasoning. Lay it
YodiBrodi
on
Nexus
me.
seems an interesting, like, I believe in the Scourge McDuck-Weaver.
All
I
right.
believe this lineup is just gonna, once the Slaughter gets his Blink Dagger, Zeus ult, Slaughter, Blink, they just evaporate a target and then they take an objective.
I think SMD Weaver too good is the only reasonable
SMD Weaver is
support.
gonna be crazy. But I am curious to see how this Chaos Knight performs. He's definitely going to get what he needs to out of lane, but I feel like this Slaughter can always get a little bit more, especially if he goes that Midas Greed build. But we'll have to see how it develops. Getting into this game now.
Yeah, we are going to find out whose draft will reign superior, Sporkface Killaz or YodiBrodi Nexus. This is game number 1. This is the grand finals. So the big moolahs on the line here. As we see
Five-man
who...
smokes from both teams. They're both running top lane. Nature's Prophet teleports, gets the Watcher. Oh my. They're just everywhere. Looks like there's going to be a fight brewing on the river.
B-God has to be a little careful. They're wrapping around him. They might be running the wrong direction, though.
Oh,
Smoke
fight
breaks.
on the Dire Higher.
B-God is behind, and now they see him.
Oh, he
They
gets
find the
stunned.
Chaos Bolt. There's a slow. Yeah, he is for sure dead. Bye-bye, B-God.
At least it was fed to the AA. AA is probably the least like bad hero to get that on. It would have been much worse if that was on the Chaos Knight or this Night Stalker.
Yeah.
But not too bad now. With that first blood, that means they probably are going to secure at least 2 runes, and it's going to be at rune trade.
Yeah, it'll go even on the runes, I think, unless they spot Jed here. Tree is cut, but they aren't going for this tower dive.
Night Stalker is so big. I didn't realize Night Stalker was this jacked. Like, look how big he is in comparison to Weaver.
Especially in comparison to Invoker. Like, Invoker looks like a short king compared to Night Stalker.
Dang. What? Give me the roids this Night Stalker's on. That's all I need. I'll look like a wall. Nope. AA is going to get the D ward on the Dire Bounty Rune. Getting extra gold in his pocket, he's already going to have that wand plus the Sentry ward. That's going to actually help in his lane a lot.
Especially the lane with such kill threat like Slaughter or Clinks, right? Like, you just don't want to feed repeatedly on AA. So getting some extra items, some extra health in his pockets is going to feel nice.
Let's see. As we go through our mid matchup, it looks like Jed is pushing out this lane, and Ogre is having to fight under tower, but he's looking to get all this CS. He has a crap ton of base damage, which is why he's so strong in this mid lane. 81 base damage with this Bloodlust on him, too, attacking a ton. He seems to be dominating.
I feel like it kind of doesn't matter when you're a Zeus, though, right? Because you don't right-click with your... Or you don't last hit with your right-clicks. You just arc lightning, and you're getting last hits no matter what.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like a big trade type of deal, but this Ogre is definitely going to be putting pressure on it because this Zeus is already out of mana. I think his bottle's on the way, but it's not a good feeling to be out of mana so early on. And at worst, this Ogre can just run up and hit you for 80 damage.
There's definitely a consequence of having to use all your mana to right click or to last hit.
So he's got that early heavenly jump. We're gonna see some action up top, in which the Dire is gonna try pulling this Radiant camp into the large camp, and it looks like
almost done.
Training farm like this.
Yeah, very chill laning stage so far. Nothing exciting happening. Got some people hitting creeps.
No. Nature's Prophet teleporting top. He goes to the top rune, and he's just sitting there, and he decides to teleport back. Well, trying to secure that water rune, I guess. But he's going to just right-click this Night Stalker. Dire's Courier got killed.
Bottom lane, sprouted up, gets the blood grenade out onto the Night Stalker. Here comes Kikuchi forward and able to get enough damage to bring him down. Invoker next on the menu. Henry looking to fall here. All he can do is pop to Force Spirit, and he'll live for the moment. He does feed the gold away to Scourge McDuck, so that doesn't feel too hot, but there's our first kill for Nexus in the bottom lane.
Scourge McDuck going this interesting Bracer build-up instead of the normal Wraith Band. Wanting to be more tanky in this lane that's going to become Knight pretty soon, leading for this Night Stalker Invoker to have a lot of kill threat on him. So I think he's just trying to build ahead for that as he goes for the Falcon Blade next. And with that kill, he's going to be closer. As we see up top again, as we said before, the Slardar and the Chaos Knight just kind of trade farm. As for last hits, they're pretty even. Chaos Knight only 5 last hits ahead of the Slardar, but there's a big wave coming in. So it's
eventually it's going to become so much less efficient for the Slardar, though. Right, like CK is going to have a bunch of levels in his crit. He's going to get Phantasm Illusions. He's going to be able to start jungle as he Chaos Strikes forward. The Colfie's going to proc as well onto DNC. Has to run away. And here comes Door from the TP on the Nation's Prophet. Sprouts him up, and they're able to turn it around and bring down the CKs. Ancient Apparition next on the menu here. They would love to get a bite of this frosty boy. And there comes the slow, the stun. The Sunstrike isn't going to land on any of the Radiant heroes as they bring down the Ancient Apparition here in the top lane.
This double kill is so nice for the Slardar, as it just makes his laning stage so much easier. While they were just trading, he gets a full free wave without this AA Chaos Knight, and a lot of golden XP to his pocket. And then, of course, this Nature's Prophet getting to add to that kill allows him to snowball a little harder, all while our boy Scourge McDuck is alone in the bottom lane, getting the solo XP. So he's level 4, which is pretty nice. He's going to have to pull the creeps, though, in order to get it. But, you know, he misses a pull. It's all right.
I think he's all right with that. Yeah, early laning stage, or these early skirmishes going very well for the Nexus side.
Yeah, he's also doing very, very well in the CS department. 23 CS to the 20 of the Chaos Knight, especially because he's been alone. The one thing that I find interesting is that this Ogre is doing very, very well. 30 CS on him, 3 denies, meaning he is zoning out this Zeus.
Up top AA dies again.
AA. Yes, this lane has so much kill threat.
And especially with the rotation from Door, it just makes it so that they can always find the initiation, the jump, because Door just TPs on behind him. Oh, bottom, getting the silence onto Weaver, but I don't think they're going to keep it there enough. Now they're turning with the Sprout, Kikuchi forward onto the Night Stalker, but just trying to trade some HP there. Don't think there's a kill opportunity.
The early Falcon Blade is so nice for this Weaver. It makes it so he can spam Sakuchi. It makes it so he has a lot of damage going into this Night Stalker. And into this Knight, he can actually turn sometimes. He's almost going to get this level 6 soon, too. And he's going for the Gloves of Haste first, so he can very much fight a little bit more effectively. Also, be sure to watch out. We have level 6 on Zeus, so if any hero gets a little too low, like this Night Stalker, this Zeus can ulti, ending it. But it looks like YodiBrodi's team is doing very, very well into this laning stage.
Yeah, it'll definitely just be Sporkface. They want to be patient. They want to make sure that they're getting sort of trades across the map whenever these rotations come out. But they're eventually going to hit a timing if they don't give too many kills away here on the Sporkface lineup.
Let's see. Slardar going this interesting double Bracer build. Scourge McDuck's courier being killed. Not very nice, but he does have the Falcon Blade already.
Deny his treads.
Oh, he is trapped this Night Stalker into the trees, and that is a Zeus ult for the days. My goodness, he is dead.
Yeah, another good pickup onto Fade here in the bottom lane. Not looking very good for Sporkface.
That seems catastrophic, actually. This nighttime is where Night Stalker normally thrives and wins his lane. But being, killed twice now does not feel that nice. And turn on Slardar top, missing that kill. It appeared that it was just a use of abilities on this Chaos Knight, but
yeah, a little too far up towards tower, I think. Didn't have a way to disengage.
it appears this Chaos Knight is well on his way to armlet, but dealing so much damage early on.
Yeah, I think it's Sporkface if they can just stem the bleeding a little bit. They're gonna be okay. They just need to chill and get their items. They can't force it too much. Habitatch is having a super good time. I don't think they should let these kills get in their head.
Of course.
They're running up, finds a bash onto the CK up top. Door is rotated around. Sprout, they get another kill on this Chaos Knight, and these ganks set up by Door are doing so much for YodiBrodi. We're gonna
pause. What do you think this could be of? Lag.
I guess maybe BM pause.
Lagging in the NA servers. My goodness. What? I think this Slardar is looking to build treads and just go straight into active items. And this Weaver is having treads on Courier, and then he can go into his Desolator. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, sometimes you see Weavers go for the Dragon Lance before, but I kind of like this way, where it's just treads, Falcon Blade, Deso.
Treads, Falcon Blade, Deso, which is
I think it's plenty.
He's going to deal so much damage. The only problem is if he gets caught out by any of these like Invoker spells or the Night Stalker, once he gets his Blade Mail, then that's very scary. Or even the CK. But I think the saving grace of the Sporkface Killers lineup is that this Ogre is doing very, very well. 50 last hits, starting to climb up onto that net worth list. 3,700, and he's starting to clear ahead, which is nice. If he builds the minus, which he probably will, he can really get ahead of everyone. But he looks like he's going to go first item Blade Mail, going into all this damage and minus armor on this Radiant lineup.
Yeah, with the amount of start that he's had, maybe you don't need the Midas so much. As another go onto the AA here, identifying that he's all alone. Into the Sprout, pinned up, brought down. The gang squad of YodiBrodi Nexus strikes again and brings down the Ancient Apparition on the top lane.
Yeah, that's a very, very good kill for the Slardar. Slardar can just kind of do whatever now. And this Ogre now has a regen rune, so you can start spamming some of these ignites, which is nice.
Can we see what Slardar is building?
Slardar seems to have something on his Courier. It looks like his treads are on Courier.
Yeah, so we don't know whether he's going a Midas or a...
I feel like if you were going to go Midas or what? First item, but before you finish the treads, but...
I feel like early on in the patch, we saw a lot of times where they go like Midas, like second item or something. Like we'd see like Blade Mail Midas on like an Earth Spirit or something.
Yeah, getting it when you know you're going to that late game, you just get the Midas so you can have the XP lead. And so
yeah,
we're getting our first round of neutral items, which is nice. A cold Bloody Sin on this Ogre, and it looks like there's gonna be small skirmishes top as this Ogre rotates. This Clinks spots him, gets the multicast on the Clinks.
No follow
up. Corrosive Haves on him. It seems like he's going to walk away. A little bit of waste. But
yeah, in a gank, lol.
In a gank seems to be just an excuse to farm, right? But
and it's giving Invoker some levels mid, I think is the most important thing about this rotation away from the mid lane.
Looks like the Zeus is about to get his Aether Lens. That's going to be a nice timing for him.
I feel like... Oh, wait, no, he's getting a Phylactery.
Not Aether Lens, Phylactery.
I was like, at first sight of Aether Lens, that seems wrong. But...
No.
There's a Zeus ult coming out, and they spot out the AA. This is the benefit of this spell, is it gives perfect vision for Slardar and Clinks to find their target and pick him off.
They also get this Night Stalker bottom, which is going to be a very important kill. This Night Stalker is going to have to really do a lot to get the impact he wants. This Blade Mail is still good ways away at the rate he's currently farming. And Scourge McDuck is just free farming the bottom lane. What we thought would be a slam dunk for this Night Stalker seems to be a bit more of a three-pointer if he wants to really have impact this game.
Yeah, he for sure needs this Blade Mail. It's a good Blade Mail game. Against Weaver, against Zeus, there's a lot of damage flying out that can be reflected. As Scourge McDuck goes forward for the Courier and doesn't get punished at all. Time lapses back out.
Time lapses out, and he's just goes back to farming. He has opted to switch his build to this Dragonlance, getting some more of that early relevance as we see a Phantasm. Maybe pop? Yeah, pop just for farming. But this Weaver is interesting. Why do you think he would potentially not go the Desolator and instead go for this more early Dragonlance build?
I guess thinking just like about the ways he dies, he's either gonna Sporkface is either gonna try to burst him with CK or try to burst him within the stun duration. So getting the early stats and HP from Dragonlance helps him live through those circumstances, so he can actually time lapse and deal damage.
Let's see.
If they didn't have like any control, then I think he go Deso.
Oh,
all right. There's a nice talk roll.
No, oh, they got the multicast on him.
They find the vision, the meteor,
death combo. They popped a lot for that, but they might be able to get this tower because of it. Which is nice.
If they get tier 1, super worth as Fade continues to try to scout out.
Looks like this Klinx is gonna start building a Solar Crest, which is nice. Night Stalker ult is gonna be wearing off soon. But Ogre has the refill. The Arcane Rune is pretty nice. But it seems that Radiant is just satisfied with farming. They get the top lane tower without any contestant, and this CK's got his armlet bottom. It looks like the CK is going the recovery minus after the armlet. Interesting thoughts.
Yeah, I think they're kind of recognizing the state of the game. They just need to hit really strong timings in the mid game. These early skirmishes are just not going to go their way for the meanwhile, because Night Stalker is so far behind.
Speaking of skirmishes,
he has a blade mail, but he's still dying here. There comes the A blast overhead, and they're able to turn the multi blast, brings down the Slaughter. Fade is here as well after Door's life, and now it's Klinx on the run. They thought they could get the kill onto Babatich, but it just isn't going to happen, as B-God, the only survivor from an attempt on this Ogre's life.
That is very, very interesting bait. It appeared this Ogre just didn't want to pop Blade Mail. Or no,
he didn't have it. He didn't have it. My bad.
And the Slaughter, we saw that huge amount of damage coming out from the Slaughter Corrosive Haze Klinx combination, but they just barely couldn't finish it off. Ogre, yeah, this chainmail really did help because he was about on 300 HP about. Invoker getting destroyed by the Zeus.
Jed with
my
a solo
goodness.
kill.
Solo killed, but still, man. But seeing that double kill for Sporkface killers really stems the bleeding. But the only problem is this Weaver is just free farming this bottom half of the map. He has 1,000 gold. He has the Dragonlance. He is just taking over so much, and he's pinging this CK, potentially looking to make a move on him. He's going for the wisdom rune.
Yeah.
Oh, and he just gets out.
He gets it and just gets out. That's crazy.
That is so greedy, but
it's 2 wisdom runes going for Nexus there.
That is very, very strong, and he's about a good chunk of the way done with his Radiance. Or sorry, not Radiance, his Desolator. This Slaughter also getting the Blink very, very early on can really add to this kill threat of a lineup. Just anything, Blink, Crush into this Medallion, into the Minus Armor, into the Nature's Prophet TV. I don't think anyone survives at this stage of the game. Maybe Chaos Knight because he has so much 16 armor, but
yeah,
it doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, this net worth differential is going to really start hurting Sporkface Killaz. As B-God scouting out Fade here, and with the Blink Dagger, are they able to get him? No, he gets over the tree line. The Sprout's off the mark as well, and he's just able to sail away into the moonlight, into the midnight. But it's like a rock song or something.
That
not able to get the cancel on door, but
unfortunate. The Slaughter barely missing that crush into the
AA gets deleted, but they're turning back on a Scourge McDuck. They got the A blast overhead, and now they're turning. Has time lapse in 1, but doesn't live that long, as they're able to bring down the big bad Weaver. Now Slaughter's next on the menu, uses Slithering Crush to try to get away, but the multicast has followed him, brought back into the arms of Chaos Knight, and it's a huge double kill in the bottom lane for Sporkface Killaz.
That was catastrophic. Scourge McDuck was probably their best way, or their biggest kind of gold leader in this, and getting caught out like that is very, very bad. And missing that kill top actually cost him bottom, because if they get that kill top, they wouldn't be able to have the control that the Night Stalker offers. But now this CK can go into the world. Oh my goodness, and he gets killed on his own. This is a bloodbath.
They're getting the return kill onto Door, but Judge is able to deal damage from the high ground. He's pretty low on mana, so he might not be able to go for more. The Spirit Vessel is taking down CK. CK, chill! Goes to farm the camp, and Jed just follows him there.
There we go. We see that Phylactery Aether Lens really come in handy there. That extended range on these lightning bolts add up over time, especially because it's on such short cooldown. Every 6 seconds, that empowered spell, 150 bonus damage, and then since a lot of these guys are melee, they just can't reach the Zeus. Not to mention, we have this Clinks that also can dish out a ton of damage with this Solar Crest now, and he's looking to build that Orchid. This is a scary gank lineup.
CK actually goes back for the Echo Saber instead of following through with the Midas.
Oh, wow. We can't all be winners, right? Midas is so fun as an item. And now this Night Stalker is going for this Hunter of the Night, Aghanim Shard, and being able to kind of instantly kill that creep, similar to the Clinks thing, could potentially help him survive longer in these team fights, get more out of his blade mail, get more of everything. But this Ogre is about to get his Midas.
True. He has it right now.
Yeah, he's on the courier. Oh, we see an AA blast coming out. Nothing comes of it.
Just scouting rush. Yeah, definitely something we have to look out for since Weaver is getting very close to this Deso. It's going to be a big objective that with all this minus armor, it's very easy to clear through this Roshan.
He actually has it on courier coming right now. But it appears everyone's just content with farming. But who do you have if this goes late? Sporkface Killer's lineup seems very strong late. You got the AA ult, you got the Night Stalker ulti plus everything else that he can build. Invoker is just very strong in the after 30 minutes as well. But YodiBrodi also has some interesting things with the Zeus and the Weaver can potentially be wild cards. Who do you think this? Who do you think takes it if it goes past 30 minutes?
I mean, my instinct says Sporkface. They're just like on paper, their team fight's way stronger. But the thing with YodiBrodi Nexus is they have this like Weaver and Nature's Prophet that can just push side lanes all day long. So they might just be able to just continuously dodge and just rat out Sporkface forever and ever.
And they get this such an early Roche. This is such a dream item pairing with the Weaver. The Orb of Destruction Desolator being able to destroy Roche, especially with this Corrosive Haze. 18
yeah, I don't
minutes.
feel like you should feel that bad, though. Sporkface, they're smoked up. They're hitting a timing. I think they should just feel confident in it for the moment.
Yeah.
Not feel too scared by this Aegis.
It appears they're all going towards the top area. I wouldn't mind them smoking right now, but it seems like they're just going to try controlling this top jungle. And we get another Orb of Destruction on this Nature's Prophet, so it seems like any target they go on is just going to get evaporated in the armor department.
Yeah, so much minus armor.
I would like to see someone build an AC or a Shiva's Guard on Dire, but I don't know how long that will come. Just something that can give their teammates armor and prevent this physical damage from coming out.
Yeah, maybe we'll see it on the Night Stalker or something, but our poor Invoker getting caught out and burst down here pretty quickly.
Immediately, just how terrible.
Yeah, he even goes a mech to try to deal with this armor issue.
But I think this is something that's really interesting about game impact is that we see these YodiBrodi supports just always are active on the map and always are able to help with these pickoffs rather than being more defensive. They're very offensive. So what I want Sporkface Killers to do is to smoke and really take fights on their own terms. I think even into this Aegis, if you catch out some of these squishier supports, never mind this as this AA gets killed. Immediately solo killed by this Clinks, just totally destroyed.
Yeah, I mean this is what you don't want to have happen. You want to be able to try to stay out on the map here on Sporkface Killers, but if you always have one man down, you're never able to like stick and group as a 5-man and try to use the advantage that your draft has. You have overwhelming team fight, but if none of your heroes are alive, then you can't really use it as I think they scout out this DK here into the jungle. The tornado makes it a little hard, but the Zeus ult rips through the HP of the CK, and he isn't able to sustain at all. Invoke in the backline, forced to go on the Ghost Walk as the Silence are trying to focus down the Nature's Prophet. They will, but the whole time Weaver, sustaining through the fight, gets a time-lapse off. And a disaster of a fight there for Sporkface Killers as CK just caught out Clinks dies to the Tormentor, but
Oh, that's so funny. It appears that the skeletons shooting the Tormentor caused him to take the recoil and die. But that's 2 supports for 4 of their team, and this AA just was dead during it. That's catastrophic. They still have Aegis. They're still farming up a Storm, and this Weaver is almost at BKB.
yeah.
Man, that is scary.
If they had an A blast on that Weaver and the Nature's Prophet, they might both die to that Night Stalker, and the Night Stalker is able to like turn and do something else. But
Dor takes the rune. Oh my goodness, the Wisdom rune that just spawned. But
man,
feels
can we
so
see
bad.
like an experience graph? Like,
Dang, that's rough.
it's like a 12k XP difference. That is crazy. Right now, it seems like YodiBrodi Nexus are just kind of outplaying Sporkface on the map, or at least through this early game.
I totally agree. I think Sporkface Killaz are not taking fights on their own terms, which allows these Clinks Nature's Prophet heroes to just go on anyone. I mean, that last fight started because the CK was slightly out of position top, and it made it so he could just get bursted. There was not really a save other than that tornado coming in from the Invoker. Briefly got the Sladar in the air, but didn't do much else in that aspect and protecting their main carry. It feels as if this carry was just kind of like, all right, you're going to have to carry us in 1v9. But it's so interesting because normally I would think the Night Stalker could run into that. And he doesn't have his BKB. It's 22 minutes in. He can't BKB run at the Zeus right now. He's just going to get bursted.
They're going on Babatage, but he's living for the moment. CK is trying to come in and help his boy out, but he's just stuck in the Sprout for years and years and years, and he's almost dying to the Spirit Vessel. He does die to the final tick of Zeus damage. His doors in the back line, picking off the Invoker. The Clinks picks off the AA, and this is looking pretty over here for Sporkface Killaz, as it's 23-9, a 6k gold lead, 23 minutes in, and they can just march high ground. Who's going to stop them?
23 minutes in. Something of note is that this Night Stalker was farming bottom, almost died just from the Zeus burst, which is crazy to me.
Might die still here from Slardar chasing him down, but he's able to fly over to the creep camp, get a heal from his shard bite.
This doesn't feel good though. It doesn't feel good when you have Weaver knocking on your all your bases at level 17, just building this fresh BKB. He has no Aegis, but it does not feel nice.
A bad omen for sure.
It's a little bug. What is Weaver? Is Weaver like a cockroach? Is he more like a lobster creature? Or is he like a millipede? I don't know. He's supposed to like be one of those powerful entities as he weaves fate, but
I feel like he's an ant.
He's an ant? That's an odd one.
Like
what type of ant we talking?
Like, I mean, he has 6 legs, has like the little pincer things.
That's more, I would say that's more of like a beetle, but I wouldn't call Weaver a beetle.
I picture beetles are like kind of like stocky, you know, but Weaver is kind of a skinny bug.
I mean, I would say he has some girth, but Weaver, man, what an odd creature. I mean, I guess he's just kind of this insectoid thing, because like, you know, weaving is more of a spider thing, but since he's 6 legs, you know, he's got all this antenna stuff going on.
I mean, maybe you could argue it's like a praying mantis sort of thing with the sort of like arms.
I got it. He's a grasshopper. There we go. Speaking of going, I see this Invoker and Clinks kind of seeing each other invisible, but popping the dust on this Invoker. He's slowed down, running towards this Lotus Pool. Maybe nothing will come of it, though.
Yeah, I think you just get out. That's what the drawings of the map are saying. Play up here.
This Chaos Knight has Orchid now. That could be a potential very, very nice timing. If he can get on top of the Zeus Weaver, this Orchid could really surprise them. Really make this net worth difference not feel like all that big of a gap. Chaos Knight is, again, one of those heroes that if you let one good fight go off or one hero pick off, can change the game. But it looks like he's just going to use his ult to farm, as he has done the entire game.
I feel like Nyx Assassin is a beetle.
Nyx Assassin, I would say, is a beetle. He's got more of that armor look for it. But he also has that, no, he has the scarab, like, horns and everything like that.
Well, I guess he's a scarab is a type of beetle.
Yeah. I think that is going to be our insect tier list. Do not throw in arachnids into the insect tier list because there is Broodmother, but a lot of insects in Dota. By the way, this Weaver is now critting for a lot of damage. So that is kind of scary. As this Night Stalker can finally build BKB, and it looks like this Ogre is going to get his Overwhelming Blink, opting first for the Reaver, just to get some like tankiness on him.
Yeah, I've seen this a few times where players will build like only the Reaver component, then go back for another item, and then go and finish the rest of the heart.
Yeah, that strength patch with the HP buff is so nice. That's I think it's just part of the reason where you just be there, be tanky, gain so much HP, and just deal damage through this blade mail.
Yeah, I see it sometimes on Kunkka where they'll go like Reaver, then finish Ags, and then go back for the heart.
Totally understand. And we got a 5-man smoke mid.
Yeah, Sporkface has to make something happen here.
They're looking to make this BKB timing on this Night Stalker into a big deal, and now they have the Heart of Tarrasque on this Ogre. I did not see that coming, or I should have seen that coming. And it looks like the YodiBrodi boys are going to be on this high ground.
They're wrapping all the way around, but AA out of position, runs into the Clinks, instantly gonna blast, but he's gonna miss. It gets deleted by the Slardar in the back line. Finally, the Zeusol brings him down. Fade trying to find the silence onto Scourge McDuck, but Scourge McDuck just right-clicks into him. Here comes the CK into the fight, but rooted up, brings down the Clinks eventually. Abatich does fall, though, and it's CK and Night Stalker versus the world, but soon they're gonna have no health, and there's no world left to fight for here for Sporkface Killers as they try to find the fight, but they just couldn't find the angle once again. Ancient Apparition picked off at the beginning of the fight.
It seems that one of the things I noticed that was very, very rough was when you pop BKB as Night Stalker, you're expecting to kill someone. You're expecting to run in. You're expecting to totally shut down someone in the game. But when this Weaver, when this Clinks just turn on him and almost kill him in the meantime, that is the point where you realize, oh crap, I am 8k behind this Weaver. And speaking of Night Stalker, he is getting bullied by this 4 Nature's Prophet. My goodness, this Ags is crazy effective.
This whole time, SMD can just bully high ground too.
Just making it so it's so hard to play this game out. You can't leave your base. There are global initiation with this Clinks, this Nature's Prophet, Zeus even. Zeus opting to get the Kaya Sanj, which is really nice. And he has that shield rune generated, so he's going to be very tanky. And the Slardar can just blink on you at any point. Feels super bad right now.
Yeah, they're going. I mean, I think their idea is correct. You'd want to smoke out and continue to take fights. They're just continuously not finding the angle here. And now with Roshan back up, Nexus starting it, it's going to be even harder to try to fight into the Aegis and Cheese lineup of the Nexus.
Yeah, this Roche is going to be destroyed because of their Midas armor and this crit. It looks like Weaver, of course, is going to get this Aegis, and I think they just try going for the pickoff. Cheese is going to be on the ground. Cheese goes on the Slardar. These guys are so tanky now. My goodness.
Yeah, all they need is one pickoff, and this high ground is wide open here.
Yeah, and this Weaver opts to go in for the Satanic instead of finishing that Daedalus. Something that I think is very interesting because it allows him just to man fight these Night Stalkers and this Chaos Knight. Basically,
we saw in the last fight.
Basically giving him that second time lapse of just, oh, you try to burst me. All right, I'm back to full. Kill me again. Come on, do it.
Yeah, it's like Night Stalker silences him, and he just like takes it. Like he just sits there.
Yeah, with the BKB Satanic, it just seems like one of those things where they just have to let him take this tower. Especially because he has the Vindicator's Axe, and this Night Stalker going on him just does not feel that good. Speaking of which, we have a kill on AA. What's new?
Yeah. All the while, SMD can just push this high ground.
9 deaths on this AA. That must feel rough. Invoker's doing what he can against this Weaver, burning all his mana, being really annoying, but that's a tier 3 without any commitment. In fact, they lost a support over that.
Yeah, only 15 seconds till he's up, so they just need to bide their time here.
This Lynx is just gonna be scouting out very late.
There's a go onto the Invoker.
What a wonderful
Well,
game.
now they need to wait 30 seconds. MMA. is now dead.
Oh my goodness, just absolute destruction. AA dead once again. 10 deaths. Let's make that 11, baby. Let's do it.
I mean, it seems like Sporkface are going to go out with a bang, maybe, as the initiation onto the Zeus is disrupted by the Slithering Crush, as it's Babbage getting focused down first. Finally, the Zeus falls, a mass buyback coming out from the Sporkface Killaz as they're trying to focus down CK. Scourge McDuck, can he find the damage? Armlet toggles, keeps him alive for the moment, but it's a Night Stalker that dies outside the base. So right now, they're going to a fight. It's 4v4, but an Aegis still on this Weaver here. He's on very low mana. 3 brings down the AA. They get the return kill, but now it's 2v3 here as they're able to bring down the Slardar in return. Invoker loses life. There's a stun onto the Weaver. Has a second life to work with, though. A silence onto the CK means he can't drag him in. Can't get the stuns off, and SMD's just satanic throwing all this damage coming out from the Ogre as now turning back in while CK just getting kited by the Clinks. Who's kiting who, though? Can't find the damage to bring in the Clinks, and now Scourge McDuck going in to fight the CK. Doesn't feel scared at all, and doesn't have to, as the CK are running from the Weaver bug, but it pops the BKB, finishes him off, and Babbage throwing his life into the void, as that should be the game. 90 seconds, no buyback is for sure going to be Mega Creeps. That's still with the Aegis to work with. Weaver can just clean through these towers.
Yeah, this Scourge McDuck Weaver really showing off what its Moxie can do. Just constantly popping the Satanic, getting healed up, and the Aegis wasn't even expended. There were so many times where this Weaver got below 200 HP, perhaps close enough to the burst, but it really just wasn't enough. Just barely slipping by. And as I said, YodiBrodi Nexus got game 1 because of Scourge McDuck.
Yeah, I mean, I was favoring Sporkface Killaz draft there at the beginning. I thought it would kind of go the opposite way, where this Slardar lane wouldn't go that well. Maybe Ogre had a strong start, but wasn't really able to rotate to any side lanes. And I thought that Sporkface would be able to want to get all the jumps, but based on the laning phase, how well that Slardar Clinks lane went, how dominant Weaver was, just completely shutting down the Night Stalker. It didn't go that way at all. And Nexus was just able to keep tempo, continue getting those pickoffs, all the way up into going high ground. Sporkface just wasn't able to take a 5-man fight, initiating at a good angle, finding a good target, into Nexus. It felt like the entire game.
No, I totally agree with that. I think something that YodiBrodi Nexus did very, very well was just isolating these cores. I know a lot of the time that these cores and supports were just kind of on their own, trying to get most what they can on the map, playing right into YodiBrodi Nexus's victory. Something I said early on is whichever team forces the other to play their game is going to win. And YodiBrodi Nexus did that to a T. Forced Sporkface Killaz to do this split push, kind of like try getting something out of the map, try to get their item timings, and just went it way faster. And by the time they were smoking his 5 and they were trying to force things out, it was already too late. Getting this Weaver was massive. This Slardar had BKB. This support duo had items that allowed them to solo kill the Invoker and sometimes the Night Stalker even. Of course, that is just kind of the way this lineup was really built, and they played it so well. Who was your standout in this game, of course? I know we have Scourge McDuck, but anyone else that really proved themselves?
I mean, I was definitely impressed by DNC, like, early on. It felt like he seemed way less impressive on other heroes that weren't Sand King, but that was a good Slardar performance, I have to say. He got out at laning stage super hot, was able to find the pickoffs, roaming around with B-God and Door. And so outside of Scourge McDuck, who obviously had a huge impact, I would say maybe the one that surprised me the most would be DNC in that offlane.
Totally agree. I also give a special shout out to B-God. So many of those kills that just seemed like they were not there, but since his Clinks was there, the Zeus ulti into the Nature's Prophet TP, really laying in that damage with the skeleton army, which was great, especially getting that early medallion. The Solar Crest allows us to do so much in this aspect. But man,
well, the series isn't over here. We have a whole best of 3 to go through. We're going to see whether Sporkface Killaz can come back, find a game to play of their own, or whether YodiBrodi will continue to keep the series on their tempo and take it to 2-0. We'll be back after a short break. Stick around. It's NADCL Season 5. We might be back with a guest. See you after a break. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to NADCL Season 5. We're in the middle of the grand finals here. YodiBrodi Nexus were able to take game number 1, but we're not stopping here. We have a whole series to go through. At least maybe 1 or 2 more games. We're going to see how it goes out. But I'm Wesley. I'm once again joined by Crescent, and then adding on to the team, we got a bit of a tri-cast going on. We got Sammy here. How are you guys doing?
Oh, well, after that last game, I think there was so much cool stuff that we saw. We saw this real global lineup coming out from YodiBrodi Nexus. This Clinks going off. We had the Slaughter had a great game and everything like that. And so I'm just really excited to what they come up for, what they come up with next. I want to see in the draft phase if they really respect any of these picks. Maybe some more targeted bans on Scourge McDuck. Maybe some targeted brands on people like BGod with his Clinks performance. And yeah, good vibes.
Yeah, Sammy, how about you? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I have no idea what's going on, so I'm glad you were here to explain it for me. That's great. Now I'm filled in. I feel great now that I'm filled in. Like way better than before. I was feeling really nervous. I didn't know what was going on, but now I'm here. I'm filled in, so that's good. Feeling good. Excited to see friends play. Pitch versus Scourge McDuck. BGod. I mean, Fade too. Henry Dota is playing +4 somehow. That's exciting. I've never seen that, honestly. So.
He only plays Invoker. How do you feel about that?
I feel like, I mean, yeah, that sounds. His next hero is gonna be Puck, and then maybe Queen of Pain or something. So yeah, you better watch out for those. I imagine. I don't know. I feel like whoever was drafting for them, but they're in the finals, so I mean, it's working. So
no, their team has been very, very stacked. Very, very clean wins for the YodiBrodi Nexus group. Banning that Nature's Prophet and the Sporkface pillars starting off with a Pudge once again, targeting those comfort heroes and the Treant gone. Again, similar bans as last time, other than this Nature's Prophet being in there. I wonder why the YodiBrodi Nexus banned the Nature's Prophet first round when they grabbed it last game.
the first pick.
Yeah, Nexus's
Yeah.
first pick. I mean, they probably just go Weaver again. That's what they did last game. They just first picked Weaver.
Maybe.
Durian's pretty good versus Weaver. Konka's
I
good
think-
versus Weaver too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sammy, we were debating this last time. What is Weaver? We've heard. My personal opinion is that he is some form of grasshopper. We've had other people say.
Grasshopper.
We've had other people say ants.
This guy.
But I don't know what Weaver is. He's an insectoid, of course. But what type of insect? We know Nyx is a beetle. It's a scarab,
Yeah,
very,
that's
very
true.
obvious. And Broodmother is a spider. 8 legs, very, very obvious. But Weaver is kind of this weird in between. It's very
That's
bothering.
yeah, no, that's a good question. Let me check. Let me find out first off.
Yeah, investigate
some
the
voice
model.
lines. I'm investigating the model. I gotta look at some voice lines.
Where's the Slacks orgasm on this?
I don't know.
But he weaves.
I feel like no, he weaves. Like he's got to be like a
spider
something that
thing.
makes silk. Like what
Like,
makes
so-
silk?
some ants make
Not like
silk,
a cocoon, but like ant. I feel like he's an ant.
but he doesn't
something-
look like an ant. He has
What
that
do
weird like
What do
thorax
ants
thing.
look like? Now you're making me question everything in my life. What does an ant look like? Now I gotta Google an ant.
I don't know.
mean-
He has those weird like joints that go up.
This is why I just like real animals. Like we can just get a hedgehog or something, like bristleback. I don't know. Like
Bristleback is
porcupine.
Australian. That's how they grow them there.
I
But
don't know.
we got a Spirit Breaker fan.
Pangolier,
Speaking
Like,
of
yeah,
crazy
cow.
things.
There's some cows in there. Like there's a tree. That guy's literally just a tree. Like that. Like think of the most unimaginative hero ever. He's just a freaking tree.
He's
Maybe
just
you
an
get
old
cut
ass
down.
tree that's sick of this. And that's why he deals half your damage or half your HP per attack. And that's the Weaver
there's the
band. So
Weaver
we don't even
band.
need to talk about this damn insect anymore.
Oh,
I
weird.
peeked Twitch chat and someone said that it was based off of a spider model from Warcraft 3.
Spiders don't
that-
have 6 legs though. They have 8 legs.
I'm just the messenger.
That
Maybe
is
I
that
can-
is not as
Is that cosmetic based? No, I guess he really does only have 6 legs. That's
he
true.
has 6 appendages.
How many legs do ants have now? I mean, now we gotta get on the hunt though. Like, they have 6 too. I mean, yeah, ants have 6 legs. That sounds like an
They're
ant to me.
insects. They got
This is
6
a brain
legs.
worm.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I guess insects.
This is
okay,
terrible.
Well, I'm showing what I know about insects. Like, I don't know anything.
Everyone fails high school biology here. As we get into this
All
band
right,
phase,
we're
a lot
going
of
back to
reserve-
the draft, guys. I'm cutting off the bug convo.
I mean, there's just no. They haven't.
Yeah.
They've spent all their reserve time. Look how much reserve time has been spent on these bans. I mean, there's not really a lot going on.
I think YodiBrodi's Nexus team could probably target some of these very strong offlaners. Something like the AA, I guess. Yeah, AA.
Just like you
Performed
said.
They probably want something tanky, right? They just want some tanky dude.
They go for
First pick,
there he
first
is.
Right, there's
Bristle,
yours.
yeah.
I mean, thank you. Now we got the porcupine. And then
First-
now we got another. This guy's basically a dinosaur.
True.
Primal Beast, baby. I really like Primal Beast this patch. He feels very overtuned, and it's so fun just running at people and then just saying no, you can't do things. Branding this Grimstroke is very interesting. Primal Beast Grimstroke is so very, very fun. You just plop the ink spell on him. He runs in. He does all of his damage explodes, then grabs the person that seems like they think they can escape, and then just kills them even better.
I like to see the Sky Ban here too. It pairs well with the Primal Beast ult. You just pop Mystic Flare, and then getting like long duration silences on Bristle seems very impactful.
And I believe they have a Sky pet decker or pet picker consistently on that ladder. But it's interesting because they have second pick, and then we get 2 picks from YodiBrodi.
Actually, Sporkface. Don't you just ban Invoker? Like, don't you hate being EMP'd as Bristle?
Yeah,
Just a
I
really
think-
weak laner. Like, does nothing. Has no damage. Bristleback, like, is a tanky hero. Voker has no damage, so it's just really hard to play. The EMP is like nothing because he's going Bloodstone. Like, it's really nothing.
Phoenix is a pretty good ban here. I kind of like. I would have liked the egg, as well as the attack speed slow. Really shuts down some of the options from YodiBrodi Nexus. What stops YodiBrodi Nexus from banning out like a very, very strong mid and then just picking Chaos Knight? What stops them from doing that?
I feel like they should pick CK. It sounds good to me. Sounds like
I
a
mean,
great
we're
plan.
gonna see Sporkface run it now. They have next pick.
Yes.
Yeah, they should take it
Oh,
too.
apologies, Sporkface.
Yeah, they
I
should
think
take anything
what would-
available.
depending on what team, I think a Necrophos could be very, very strong this game. Seen him as kind of like a counter to all these heart builders. Just kind of runs at you, deals damage, consistently heals in these long fights, and that's a Pugna ban.
if you play Necro, it might be last pick. Like they might flex Primal all the way. I mean, it's an okay Necro game for sure versus Bristle. I think really good because you like dodge the axe completely with your Ghost Shroud, being physical resistant. So definitely a decent answer. You probably don't want it on the side of YodiBrodi versus the Primal, but I feel like Babitich likes this hero too. He's been playing it in pubs. He likes Dazzle too. Maybe we'll see some Dazzle. I feel like it's a good game to put Primal off lane. You have good purpose in the game because you'll lane pretty. I mean, you'll lane fine versus Bristle. You'll get pressured, but then you'll have the break in the mid game. You'll buy Blade Mail and Ags and Heart and maybe BKB. So
A new hero for Henry Pog.
yeah, I mean that's good hero with Primal. It's pretty good versus Bristle because it like spins around, right? It actually hits him from the front like half the time. So pretty interesting.
Yeah,
So-
and then you also have the ability to send him in running in one direction towards the fountain with that terrorize. So depending on the positioning, I think that terrorize can make it easier to kill him. But we get to see the Sand King, the pet deck,
This guy.
3001 3001
Oy
games
vey.
on Sand King, baby, and
This guy's so
Skywrath. Ooh,
crazy.
crazy man.
So Nexus takes the Skywrath actually.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, it's just weird to double core like that. I feel like normally you would take two supports there because now your 18 pick is a little odd. I mean, you'll still core on 18, but I guess your 23 pick again is a little odd. Like you haven't really seen much when you take this core. You see like maybe a mid, maybe an off lane and a +4. So kind of interesting. Just take the Sand King, but he really likes it, obviously. So who am I to judge? Like I'm lost to it.
Ooh, Spectre.
Worried about damage here for Sporkface. Like I know Spectre does well in picking off heroes like Sky, but into Bristle Sand King, like
Yeah.
I don't feel like you like fighting into these sort of like kind of space dominators. Like you're fighting into a bunch of bristles, bunch of goos, the sandstorm.
Just a slow hero, right? Versus Bristle, who's pretty high tempo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And you don't
Feeling-
kill him, really.
right.
Witch
That
Doctor.
helps.
That's some damage. That's the +5, probably.
Capri
Right.
Sun and Gun, baby. I kind of like this Witch Doctor into it. Again, Maledict is one hell of a spell. Death Ward seems pretty good this game. I guess it's gonna be one of those things if they Spectre can really get off with this good Witch Doctor
Just-
Spectre lane, but
It's just kind of passive, right? Like, what is this lane? Like, wait, what is their synergy, right?
Right,
That's
yeah.
kind of awkward part. There's really no synergy. Unless Witch Doctor goes heal. I'd actually rather see the Witch Doctor go heal. Like, no Maledict, go like level 2 heal, level 1 cask. You just like walk into Sandstorm with the Spectre and tank. To me, that seems like one way to approach the lane. So I feel like if you play on this Maledict, it actually might suck. But it is interesting because they need damage. I don't know.
this Pango coming out. Fun fact: Pango is
weird.
terrible with the win rate on Dota Puff right now. What's
So-
the meme? Pick Pango and die. But YodiBrodi Nexus think it's gonna win them the series right
Also
now.
countered by Primal Beast, so normally
Yeah,
don't
you
see
just
this
slam
picked.
him while he's rolled up.
Yeah,
and
you
it
just
just
BKB blink slam, and he needs Lincolns. He has to rush Lincolns. I mean, it just changes how he can itemize. But they have some good ways to break Lincolns. Like, right, Spectre can just ult and break Lincolns right
Right.
away. So, even on the, I mean, he can roll ult and still do it, but they might not think about it. But
Banning this Chen and banning the Watermelon. Watermelon would have
Chen.
been pretty good into this lineup. I'm worried. Normally against a bristleback, I would like someone to build this Silver's Edge. I don't really see someone that builds it that easily.
they have the Primal Axe, though, right? Like,
Yeah,
you don't
the
really
Primal
need
Axe
it.
will work it.
I feel like as long as you have a reliable source of break, and that Primal will always interact with Bristle, which is why I think people take it a lot in this matchup, because Bristle wants to be in front, and Primal wants to jump the first guy he sees. So they naturally will just end up interacting, I think, in nearly every fight if you set up the draft in that way. So I think they can get away with no Silver Edge in this game. But, I mean, it'd be nice to have a secondary break. Break is just really hard to come by, though, right? And they can also maybe find a mid that'll build it, but I mean, I think Primal's good enough in this draft. Like, it looks so solid to me in terms of
Nexus are banning out
Playing Bristle.
offlaners. Do you think that it's going to be Primal in the mid lane? Or do you think...
I mean, surely, right? They see Pango.
Yeah,
And it's such a good game. Like, the Willow has ult for Primal. Like, you'll have so much. When you charge with the Willow ult and grab, and this dude's right on top of you, I mean, you have a lot of burst. It's like Grimstroke in that way. You're amping this guy's damage. The Witch Doctor will help. He'll have ult. Like I said, I hope he doesn't skill Maledict. He might skill Maledict anyway, and then you have Giga damage. But I feel like their draft is just pretty well rounded actually somehow on Sporkface Killaz. And I didn't really like the draft, but I mean, it's
What do you
okay.
want Sporkface Killers to get? I think they have great initiation in this Primal Beast. They have damage and follow-up. But I'm trying to think of what they would want as to kind of make the glue of this thing to work.
They should just counterpick the lane. I mean, Centaur is available. Like, easy, just pick Centaur. Like, Beast, Centaur, Willow, into Bristle. You have a Stampede for Primal. Like amazing Centaur game. It's so easy to me. Feels like their draft will, like, complete itself on their 24 with Centaur or any Blink Stun. They can pick any Blink Stun, Axe, you know, whatever, right?
Yeah, I think I would mind Axe in the situation because then you can do the Sand King as well.
Yeah, it also turns the Bristle.
Yeah, it turns Bristle around.
Yeah, Legion Commander too. They can go Legion. Same idea. You're just gonna turn the Bristle, and there's no. I mean, I guess there's the Tombstone save, but this shit's kind of a meme now. People just hit the tomb right away, stun this guy for 3 seconds, and kill him anyway.
Grab
they don't
ally.
have great Tombstone hitters, so maybe Tombstone's a good save in this game, and it will
not the
definitely help the
greatest
lane.
Necrophos game you've ever seen.
Oh, it is a good Necro game. Yeah, I think they can still go Necro, but it's kind of hard into a Sky.
And Sky, yeah.
I mean, it might be fine though. They can Necro if they're mid. I mean, Babithich does like Necro. He might just choose to lane counterpick. He's on low ping for once normally. I mean, this guy queues Europe mostly, so maybe he'll just choose to play the lane dominator. Is the Dazzle not banned? Dazzle's great too. Dazzle will completely crush the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Actually,
you just
that's a great
put
idea
Primal,
too. Yeah, Dazzle.
Primal off and then do a lane dominator.
Yeah, I mean that's good.
Definitely, I think that Dazzle would be a great pick. Undying, I don't like Undying that much this game. I just don't think it.
I mean, it's just good against
the
Necrophos. I called it, baby. The Necrophos.
So I mean, yeah, there you go. Easy. Came at the end of the draft though, right? Like 24, boom, slam it down, and now I mean, really no answers besides the Sky, and it's not a great answer because 1 Force Staff, 1 Glimmer. I mean, really just a Force Staff. I mean, I feel like the Witch Doctor should. Or the Willow. I mean, maybe Willow's going to rush Midas Ags. That seems maybe likely, but he should just rush Force Staff for the Necro, and the Necro will be under 0 pressure. Maybe Necro goes Force Staff himself, but he's going to get stunned, so hopefully someone just has a Force.
Dang, this seems like a very, very interesting game. Who do we have for this? Sporkface Killers or YodiBrodi Nexus? What are odds, baby?
I mean, get the game 3. Like, surely.
I feel like this is the best chance Sporkface has to a game 3. Definitely with this Primal Beast being able to run in, Necrophos being able to do dumb Necro things that just never die, except for this Skywrath ulti.
I think it's good that both really high MMR cores. I mean, Fade and Babithich are both really high MMR. They're both like 10k plus for sure, like 10 point. Babithich is 10.6, 10.7. I mean, Fade is like 10.3, I think, 10.2. So they're both very high MMR cores. Q Europe a lot. So having them on heroes where they feel comfortable and can like actually win the lane, or maybe in Primal's case he won't win, but he'll just dodge. Like he'll just Undying is no pressure on Primal Beast because you just walk behind the tower and cut the wave. And I mean, what is the Bristle gonna do? Maybe the Sky can counterplay that. Like that's probably YodiBrodi's best move, Guy like counterplaying this Primal pressure. But feels like they have really good games for their high MMR cores. That's a really good sign, I think.
Of course. So you got Sporkface Killers. What do you have, Wesley? What's your gut check?
I've been burned, favoring Sporkface Killers before, but I'm feeling them again. I feel like the Necrophos is too good. My fear is that we're gonna see just like last game where the lanes don't go that well, and Scourge McDuck just kind of out tempos the entire game. Like it really felt in game number 1 that on his Weaver he just crushed the lane. And then it was just like a 1v5 pretty much. And I feel like that might happen again with the Bristle here.
It became Jover as soon, in a lane that supposedly benefited them. But we start with a 5-man smoke from YodiBrodi Nexus heading towards this bottom lane. Skywrath leaving the charge with his very fast 408 movement speed. But it looks like they're going to try going for either a First Blood or a Good Ward. Let's see.
Their level 1 is kind of good. Skywrath's level 1 is super strong.
They got the nice ward spot. It looks like the Switch Doctor Necrophos are just going to sit on this high ground.
Spectre going to walk in?
No, I mean, surely not.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, he's thinking about it.
Pango just chilling.
They're sitting right on the edge of vision. That's crazy.
Oh my god, it's so close.
Someone's going to walk in and die. I mean...
Spectre.
This is
a trees.
He's cutting trees.
Sneaky trap.
Oh, Oh, he got the stun.
Oh, they find him with a bro strike. Concussive
Oh,
shot
he's
as well.
it's so
Slowed
Jover.
down.
Sporkface, man.
Easy for beat gods, easy.
Just immediately see him with that ward, and then he just dies.
Yeah, they're gonna deny it. I think that's the right call. I mean, obviously it's there. Like no other way that goes down.
Right.
But that first blood is so nice on that Spectre too.
He's leaving it for now. See what happens.
It looks like they're gonna get
Just 2-2.
two wards, 2 for 2, but getting that first blood is worth its weight. My goodness.
Nah, so much gold from this first blood nowadays.
See a little harassment onto this witch doctor.
Is this mid just struggle city for the Pangolier? I imagine so.
Yeah, I mean, this is just like hell on earth for sure. It's basically nothing you can do besides try to get the CS. And if Necro gets the CS, then you're gonna lose all your HP, and he's just gonna be full health. So, best of luck. Yeah, I mean,
I
and it's melee. So yeah.
Based Jover, Jover Necro lane. Oh, we got to deny on the range creep.
I mean, so much damage. I mean, that was pretty high roll on the damage, but yeah, pretty good. I mean, first wave actually hasn't gone so bad for the Pango, but it only gets worse because this is Necro's weakest level, I would say.
Yeah.
You don't have the passive. When you have the passive, that's when you start actually like taking really good trades. Because like right now, I mean, it's just like a regular hero. But yeah, once you get this passive, it starts getting really annoying for the Pango. Yeah, now
I feel like out of all melee heroes, Pango's probably one of the better ones at trading with these lane dominators.
And Witch Doctor got pretty low there, but seems like they're fine.
Yeah, something that's really worrying about this Burrow Strike Sky combination is that they have such good slow, and when they hit level 2 and 3, I feel like that kill thread is going to get so much higher.
I think that's something I experienced versus this team. Was that I noticed that their 4 and their 3 often have a lot of kill threat. And if they're playing versus a 5 that like walks a little bit out of position, they're pretty good at just securing these kills or like taking the pressure. So definitely something to look out for the Witch Doctor.
We noticed that last game on the Clinks. The Clinks Slardar would just constantly kill this Ancient Aspiration. But I don't think it has as much kill threat as a Clinks Slardar, but I think it's still there with that Sand King stun into the Skywrath Burst. But it's just not as quick. So if you can be a little bit more aggressive on this Witch Doctor, because at worst you can just kind of walk away. There's not that Ghost Walk or Skeleton Walk to find you. Speaking of which, the Sand King stuns this Spectre, and he's getting a little low. Now that he has this Caustic Finale, it's just going to be really annoying for the Spectre to be here, because every time a creep explodes, he just takes so much damage. That's what 3,000 games of Sand King look like.
Yeah, I mean, owning.
As we go back to this Jover lane in mid, we see some scuffling top, but again, this Necrophos is pulling ahead 14 to 11 with the next wave coming in, and he's just letting this creep hit him. He's just, I don't care, ruining this Pangolier's day. Pangolier, by the way, one of the highest win rates at all of Dota 6 months ago. Goodness. This is so sad. He just slams and he just can't do anything.
I think it's good. I feel like you can only win on Pango now if you're actually good at the hero. And before it was pretty easy to just walk your way into a win. But now I feel like it takes some skill.
Oh, this kill threat from this Witch Doctor totally destroying him. My goodness,
I think it's Spectre as well.
Double kill.
That's really huge.
Yeah.
No,
That's how the Skywrath hero operates, right? Is like in the laning phase, you're not really a burst hero. You're like consistently whittling down resources because you just get to spam Q and W from 5,000 miles away. So it's just impossible to trade into. And so you're not bursting at like level 1. It's like 3 minutes of constant spam and you're just out of resources and you die randomly like this.
Yeah. She controls the camp really well too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, as a result of that, he just gets the camp. So when he gets the camp, then the 5 feels really, he wants to walk out there and like do something about some bad situation, and all of a sudden, boom, like I've lost half my health. Like, So.
Especially with a core that can like rotate out a lane. In the mid lane, we see the rotation from Henry help secure the rune. Doesn't actually get it though.
Yeah, and now the Pango might try for bottom. Oh, Necro
it's a
will do a good
little
job.
spooky.
Yeah.
Oh man, so much damage.
Willow might
Cause
be
a shot
nice. Yeah,
into the
good
Shadow
dodge.
Realm really instantly.
Looks like this
Still
Willow
getting
is-
chased
Oh,
down.
right.
I don't think there's damage for this. Now charge forward. I mean,
Almost
Henry's
pushed
walking
him.
back forward. Easy
Oh,
does it. Pops a Fairy Fire. Gonna be okay, I think. Final bit of damage. Not
Yeah,
enough.
15 HP, pretty close, but
Yeah.
nice try.
Also close. Whereas now, Scourge McDuck already has that
He
ring of
got
health. and
wrapping
about to-
around
B
for it.
God is going for this. I feel like he
Drop the
might.
word.
I mean, he can't really get it though, right? I mean, he'll just press Shadow Realm again.
Yeah.
Maybe he's gonna try. Slow reactions, slow fingers on Henry Dota maybe, and 1 kill, I guess. He has silence skill. That'd be cool if he has silence. Maybe he can get it. Silence.
Dang, this Necro
that
is
observer.
destroying in this lane. 34 to 18. This Pango needs to rotate.
Yeah.
And his Sand King kind of crushing as well.
Sand King crushing. So it seems like this Necro is going to be the early rotator to get this Spectre back on track. Farming wise, but he's not that far behind. He's 24 and 5.
Spectre likes this. Like, this is fine. I mean, this is a Spectre game, you know? You just get pressured, you just suck it up, and then you just go steal some kills and get yourself back in the game. So,
Courier
I mean, Witch Doctor is dead again, though.
Yeah, the
Loves
Tombstone
the
pop.
patience.
They're chasing down. Gets a Maledict off onto the Sand King, so he's going to have to disengage, but the Scythe from the Necrophos
the
finishes
Scythe.
off. Spectre's trying to focus down the Tombstone, and with the help of Necro, is going to be able to do so. Chasing forward, taking a lot of damage from Skywrath Mage. Has to be a little careful, but Babatich is the body in front. Help dissuade the enemy team from continuing to pressure that
TP.
carry.
If he has the TP
Yeah.
there, really bad stuff's going to happen. And nice rune secure from Henry, too, so Necro really doesn't lose that much, because he doesn't care about the rune, right? I mean, as long as you just take it away from the Pango, it's really good, so.
Both bounty runes on this Radiant lineup. With that, that Shadow Dark Willow has denied the haste rune as well, and just is running around in this Pango. Empty bottle, trying to.
It's really low level, though. I will say the Dark Willow is only level 2, which is pretty unusual at this point in the game. And now he seems to just be standing, waiting for the Wisdom for 30 seconds. So, interesting choice, but okay. Yeah.
I think
Are you saying
something's
back
like-
to the mid lane for Henry, or what?
What level will he be after? He's only going to be level 3. He really needs to find a place in the game that isn't just walking around, you know? Like, just maybe stand near the Primal and get some XP, or play with Necro. Because, yeah, he set a trap for this guy, so that's good. Gets the stack. Alright, yeah, so we'll secure it.
3.5. I think something that is nice about this Willow play is now this Primal is going to get that quick level 6, and they can really go in deep. Though this Bristle might hit level 6 first, but
I mean, the Primal will get 6, but I mean, he doesn't really pressure the Bristle. He has no mana. Like, he really needs the sub to have mana boots or something. I mean, right now he can't even press one. I mean, he can use his fire, I guess, but in bot lane though, sinking. Nice burrow up the hill.
Yeah, still getting chased down though by the Spectre and the Necrophos. Both very speedy as DNC tries to retreat. The Urn taking him down all the meanwhile. Do they have any more disable
No
though?
sight?
He has Scythe. I think he's going to use it here.
He's
Yeah,
gotta
that's-
use it.
There we go.
He's
Burrow
gonna get a
strike
courier,
went for a
maybe.
courier, but eventually
it.
going to
Way
die.
too greedy on
Runs
that.
into the tower range.
I mean, not so, but that was kind of a lot of space, to be honest.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. At least
But-
make the best of it.
It is helping out the Spectre get a little bit more into this lane. Because now the Spectre has 1,500 gold. That's gonna be. Oh, he's going for the Midas.
I like that. I
Recovery.
think that's fine. Yeah, no problem.
What is this gonna be, like a 9-minute Midas?
Yeah, it doesn't matter when it is. I mean, this game's gonna go for 40 minutes, so you might as well get it now. You know, it's gonna be one of those games if you're gonna win, because they have no tower push on
Oh, the
Radiant.
Spectre might be dead here.
With the
Nice, yeah.
Sand King ult. Yeah, they find enough damage.
He's got his Midas though, and it's ticking in his backpack while he's dead. So that's ultra efficiency right there.
There we go.
I'm impressed.
Midas mode. This Necrodile has bots though. I wonder, he's probably going to be active on the map.
Uh-oh, bot lane.
Yeah,
Not
once again,
again,
Sand King
that's
finds
Jover.
initiation, Tombstone under tower, and actually able to pick up a kill onto Jed. So
That's very nice for him. He's really desperate for anything this game.
true.
And getting that kill, that gets him to his Orb of Corrosion. 9 minutes, by the way. But he does leave the Arcane Boots and the Wand to help him out with that. Getting the Tower, too, is going to really boost him back into where he needs to be. As we kind of go into the net worth, it seems as if this Sand King, Bristle are going to be the people taking him in the mid-game. And now this Pango is above the Spectre, which is kind of concerning. But Midas definitely will help.
I think it's just natural because the supports on Dire are focused on, I mean, top lane. Maybe we'll see a kill.
Oh, Scourge
Well,
McDuck
Ryan's on
getting
Malice
as
well.
destroyed. He is dead. This
Tango's
Bristle
here. He's
getting
gonna
killed.
roll.
What is he
can
gonna
do,
roll
though?
into? Maybe this Witch Doctor, but it feels like this roll is just
Just
gonna
gotta get out.
all for nay. As he runs away back under tower.
All right, that was a great move. They finally got connected. I was gonna say, Dire's supports have been really focused on creating pressure until this point, right? They've taken bot tower, they've grouped up, they've used Tombstone, and they've killed Witch Doctor a bunch. They've really been grouped up, like making pressure on the map. Whereas the Radiant supports have really been kind of just dying or kind of walking around, not really doing much. So getting the Radiant supports involved and grouped is really important. And now the Witch Doctor's got max heal too, which is really good. He's been stacking. They got big stacks from Witch Doctor and Willow. They still really need levels on supports. So hopefully the supports stay together and they just try to farm stacks together, like stoke some experience. Make a play though, like with a core, which is what they're doing now. They're grouped with the primal, like this is great. Necro can maybe even TP top again after he shoves mid wave, and you can haunt the Spectre in. You know, just create a situation where you outnumber them with the Spectre. And right here, boom,
Here's
now
the
they're gonna grab him.
situation. Charge in. Huge burst strike through 3, trying to charge up the epicenter, but isn't going to be able to. Slammed into the ground by the Primal Beast. The Tombstone must pop, so they're going to try to get some return kills here as Fade trying to move out, and he's getting slowed down by the zombies a little bit. In fact, it might be the
Nice.
Witch Doctor that's in danger, or it's just complete disengage. No one's in danger at all. Sporkface commit murder, and they flee the, the crime scene
So,
without any repercussions.
This Pango mid has a double damage, regenerating a little bit, but it appears that this Necro is just going to be fine. Popping the roll, it looks like only the only person
Switching
who's nice is
target.
Witch Doctor. Immediately
Ooh, Witch
gets
Doctor
bursted,
gets deleted.
but it looks like this Pango might be still in his little roll. Rolls away. Now, ooh, Glimmer Cape on this Necro. I guess that's
yeah,
his
it's an
own body.
interesting purchase. I said 4 staff, but he chose Glimmer, so I don't know. Interesting choice. I'm not sure. I'm not an expert. He's been playing on EU pubs. I mean, he's high MMR. I'm telling you, he's like 10.5, spamming Necro right now. So surely he knows something that I don't. Yeah, got the Glimmer. I mean, it's just a shield now. So it's basically like buying a mini pipe for
Right.
yourself. So it's not like it used to be, because it used to be just like flat resistance. But now you can kind of pop it really early, I guess, and just get this shield and walk in. And I mean, 25% magic resist is just pretty solid. I'd say, like, yeah, like a mini pipe for yourself, I guess. Like, it's, you know, it's like the hood, right? They used to just buy hood casually on Necro. It's kind of the same thing, I would say.
I don't
Like,
know. I would have
literally,
much
I
preferred an
guess.
Eternal Shroud because you can pop it and then get all your mana back as well as have that 30% mana resistance. Plus, you get all that fun stats. But
It's just
he
way more
definitely knows
expensive,
what-
right?
Yeah, more expensive. And I mean, he can use this on allies too, which is good, because he might not be the target. Which
Yes.
maybe that'll help. I mean, it's just utility. I don't mind it for sure. Eternal Shrouds, I mean, it's just kind of a weird item because it doesn't do anything. Like most items in Dota do something, you know, they have an active, they have like some way to use them, and this item is just like so passive. It just like exists. So it's easier to play around, I think.
Oh, Scourge
Probably don't
McDuck's
see it
farming
picked
these
up.
ancient camp. This ancient camp really getting this economic game on. He's building that Ags. Ags just feels so strong this patch.
Yeah,
And then, of
definitely.
course, it seems as if this Necro is just farming up a Storm, and the Spectre is getting there with the Midas, and now Primal Beast is also getting there. We have a little bit of a net worth
Yeah.
advantage on YodiBrodi, but not too much. Sand King flexing this Epicenter
Oh,
onto this
yeah.
Popping the epicenter
Skywrath
sounds
mage,
well,
but
it's a
this
lot
is
of
the
mana.
very, very tanky. Oh, you guys also got the glitch where you can't see the Mystic Flare?
Yeah,
Me
I
too.
just see the health pool drop and know it's been used. Rolling around the Witch Doctor, he is for sure going to die.
Dang, that Primal Beast death is very rough.
Yeah, I mean, just a good setup and kill. Like Primal Beast is playing. I mean, he's baiting the Sand King, right? They just did a good bait on the Sand King. They're all ready, and Primal Beast is just walking way too far up, way too early. Maybe if the Necro's there with Glimmer, it might live, but
Yeah, this is what this DNC guy is so good at on Sand King, is just like setting up these pickoffs in the side lane.
now he's going for the rune. I mean,
Yeah.
they gotta stop him. All right, he's on it.
Oh, they're going to taunt on
Go
him.
for a pickoff, burrow strike up north, but the Bramble Maze
Good
is going to hold him in
Bramble.
place.
It's a good
Yeah,
Bramble.
super good Bramble.
Yeah,
and
he's
now
definitely
plenty of
dead.
damage coming out from the Bedlam.
Nice. All right. It's a
And
good pickup.
that's-
Really important.
Yeah, and they get their Wisdom Rune, which is Pog.
Oh, he's Pog.
Oh, this Diffu though is pretty good versus Necro, I will say.
Yeah.
Necro having some mana problems in the mid lane. He's gonna maybe want to ghost and use the stick before he gets
slowed down.
burned.
Heads into his glimmers. They're gonna keep him alive. The Mystic Player's burning through a lot of his
Gonna have to
HP.
stick right away.
But he's alive.
Scythe.
We'll give him
Alright.
that. Now turning with the
Now
scythe,
he
gonna
has
burst the
everything back.
Skyra.
Yep, now full health. All right, back to full. Easy.
Necro, baby.
TPing
Full
bot.
health and full mana. Crazy.
What a
I
funny
do.
hero.
I wonder if he'll buy shard. I feel like he should buy the shard. It's so good this game. I mean, just getting him around. I mean, he still has a problem with the silence, but I feel like shard is so. I mean, just having a second death pulse is just too broken. I think on this hero, shove lanes and you farm faster with it. I mean, just too value. Yeah, buys it
Yeah,
right
he bought
away.
the shine immediately. Spectre getting gone on top lane.
So
It looks
tanky,
like this
though.
roll is being done. He's just rolling around and dodging it pretty well, but it doesn't.
Yeah,
It
and here
seems like
comes
his
the
luck is
primal.
running
Can they
out.
get the epicenter off? They can, and Spectre does die. I mean, great pickoff. Wasn't able to do anything.
What's your guys' opinion on Sandstorm moving towards Sand King now? I know that really bothered a lot of people, but you see how
mean,
it slightly moves at like 10 movement speed towards him?
People
just
complained
straight up
about it,
better.
right? They're like, oh, it makes it worse, but surely it's
Jover.
just better.
Oh, the
Yeah.
invisible Mystic Flare about to
Oh
kill this
wow, the heals.
Oh,
coming
nice.
out. Yeah, he's just surviving.
The
this.
glimmer as well.
That was the Necro Shard coming in. Like TP'd in, Necro Sharded on him, and instantly pressed Q. So really good from the Necro.
Good
You
burst heal.
very rarely see this guy actually be used as a save. You know, like most people think of Necro, they think about him just like going in on the enemy. But it was, I mean, good usage of the Shard there. Pretty rare. See something like that.
Something of note is that this Bristleback now has his Ags complete. So it seems like that Viscous Nasal Glue is and the Quill Stacks are going to be stacking way faster now.
And he's got the
One-
Shard too coming.
I believe he's
Is it
queued
just
it
a
up.
TP? Oh no, he's got a queued. Okay. I see.
So it's going to come soonish. I mean, it's not that long away. He's about 1,000 gold away, and this hero farms so quickly. As I say that, he's almost 700 gold away now.
Yeah.
And now this Sand King, I wonder what he builds next. He now has his Boots of Travel. He has the Vanguard.
Bingo.
Oh,
Getting chased
shoot.
down. Can the primal get his claws on him? Yes, he can. Pound him to the
Gonna get
ground.
roll
Here
off,
comes the
though.
damage. But
Ravage.
the fear doesn't come out quite in time, but they're able to burst the Spectre, burst the Primal Beast. Now the rest of the team surely in danger here, as it's the Dark Willow falls to the damage of B-God Jet.
Oh, he gets the free kill.
He
Gets the
gets
scythe.
scythe. Now it's time for the
though.
great
He's in
escape
trouble.
here.
Oh, Witch Doctor,
Maledict?
though.
The Witch
yeah,
Doctor
he's
roll
on.
chasing down DNC. The Maledict's going to bring him
Ravage got
down,
another
and there's
kill.
no cancel yet onto the
Wow,
Witch Doctor
this
roll.
Witch Doctor is killing everybody.
All right, now it's
Or
time
with
for the great
two.
escape.
He's
Bill.
fine. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
me
he's
too.
fine. I mean, interesting enough, the Necro is actually getting some kills from this, so maybe he can. I feel like Necro carries versus Bristle. Like, Bristle can do nothing to this guy. You get Ghost Shrouded a million times, you're constantly slowed, you're losing percentage HP that your passive does nothing against forever. This guy's gonna buy Heart and Ags and Shiva
buying-
and
Oh, he's
Just-
buying Lotus Orb. He's pivoted.
on the Necro.
Yeah,
I
Necro has
mean,
queued up Lotus Orb. I mean, it's not bad this game. You have the
maybe he
Skyrath,
just
Silence,
feels
you
like
got-
he's not dying already, I guess. He helps his team. It's not so
Mhm.
bad. He'll still go Heart after, though, I imagine.
And the Spectre's going Radiance. Queued up the Radiance on Spectre. Minus Blade Mail Radiance earn.
I hate this build, but that's alright.
Don't worry, this build was great 10 years ago. My goodness. How
We've
many
got
Blade
so
Mails
many
are
ideas going on. That's a lot of ideas. I'll say that.
cooking?
Yeah, I feel like normally you either go the straight Blade Mail into Radiance, or you go. I mean, sometimes I feel like Blade Mail earn, but I just feel like if you're gonna go Midas, you should really be going right click Spectre. Like, there's no reason to go Midas and Radiance. You should just go like one power farming tool. It's probably Midas or Radiance, and then
I think
Midas
he's
can go just like Scotty or something, Scotty Nullifier.
Yep, and now this Bristleback now has Ags and Scepter, and he just eviscerates these ancient stacks. Going for this Bloodstone next. It appears he's trying to become immortal, and he got the legendary Vampire Fangs. And on this hero,
Yeah,
Vampire
really
Fangs are
good.
broken.
Super broken. Paladin Sword too. I mean, the nice part about Bristle, you get two chances, right? You'll get the Vampire Fangs at tier 2, and if you don't get them, you'll get Paladin Sword maybe on tier 3. So you get two chances at the spell lifesteal casually, but
Oh, they're going for this Bristleback. Smoke
this
onto
is-
the
Kill
these
with
two.
the Maledict,
We got
gonna
be Look at it, they got him.
Maledict into
Yeah.
this.
not even
It's
close.
like,
as
yep,
well.
dead. They might get this Spectre
nice
in return. He
epicenter.
just gets immediately destroyed.
This
Necrophos just being
Tombstone
able
is
to just
doing
chill.
more.
Necrovos
Necro
is
alone.
just so tanky though. But they chain someone down, and yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, I mean, just massive spell connection from the Sand King and the Pango and everybody. They all were clumped on the Bristle too, so just too close to the tower, I think. Just, it's hard to kill this guy. But I mean, they killed him again. The Necro gaining some HP regen, so positive, I guess.
He has 5 perma scythe kill or Reaper scythe kills.
That's a lot of
Something
HP.
something I think is very interesting is that DNC is going for this Aghanim Scepter. But I feel like the Sand King, he's been playing out of his mind this game. His Blink Burrow Strikes have always been getting 2 to 3 heroes per. And of course, this Sandstorm has probably done so much damage over time to the Spectre and to the Primal Beasts who tend to be clumped up in these fights going on that one target. Such great counter initiation from him. It's something really to shout out. But now we have a smoke on the Pangolier as well as the Skyrath. They're looking to get the Spectre again.
This guy's dead.
And that's so rough. I'm at,
Oh, juice.
Looking
No,
for the
he's got no
juke.
dagger,
this is
no
a 1 in
dagger.
7. This is a 1 in 7 Spectre, man. Feels really bad.
Yeah.
He heard your
Definitely.
comment. He's going Manta.
Yeah, I'm glad because he needs it. He needs to get rid of the dispel. He needs heart. He should go Manta Heart because he's got a tank, the Sand King. But I think if he goes Manta Heart, he'll get back on the right track. I think it's good enough. You could maybe even argue Vessel was okay this game, I guess, but not with Midas. So I think if he goes Manta Heart, he's got a good shot at maybe having some impact in the game. He'll just go in and hope it's long enough that Necro carries. You just have to make it really hard to kill you, because I think they really do have a good draft. I think even down 10k, they can win a fight if they start in the right way. I think they have to start on Sand King. I think that's the massive problem. I think you pointed it out that the Sand King's just doing way too much damage in the fights. I think Lotus is maybe a good start. I mean, I guess you're countering the Burrow, but it doesn't really matter. You're still Epied, you're still Sandstormed, so...
Can't you just burrow the ground and then you don't get Lotus? Like, can't you burrow, like, past him?
I suppose. I'm not sure. I feel like you still get burrowed back. Maybe I'm wrong, though. Maybe I guess not. So maybe you're right.
I feel like it's
But-
like Lion Q, right? Where you can, like, press it on the ground, but then you don't
I
get
feel like
reflect.
it used to be like that. I'm not sure. I could test it, I guess. I'll have to test it after this. But now they just go into Roche, though. That's a great Roche call. They're way too strong. Radiant need to keep dodging. They need Manta Heart on Spectre, I would say. So 7k gold on Spectre. That's going to take a while. That's almost double his net worth, so at least 10 more minutes. And you need probably 5-6 more K on Necro. You need Heart, you need Lotus, and you need, like, Ags. Okay, so way more than that. You need 10k on Necro, really, to feel strong in this game. I mean, he's got the Lotus. Okay, so he needs Heart and he needs Ags. So he needs about 7-8k. So you really need to stall this game. And you need to cut some waves, make it long. Primal Beast needs to go act really stupid somewhere. And maybe, I don't know, cut some waves, something like that. Just, act stupid.
Looks like they might be looking for something top. There's a charge through the trees, trying to find DNC, but he's already into a sandstorm, so he's well away as the Aegis falls.
I will say, it's hard to play stupid when your map is so closed. I have no tier 1s in this game.
Scourge McDuck with this Aegis. Can he even die beforehand? I'm wondering why they gave him this Aegis, because, like, I don't think he dies in most of these fights. He's level 18, he has the Bloodstone, he's almost at this Lotus Orb. Very close. And he just deals so much damage. Like, I don't see how they kill him. I would rather have it on this Pango or the Sand King that's a little bit more squishy. But they're going to go into this Gyro Triangle, find this Primal Beast, get the
What a good
initiation,
find.
and that Mystic Flare going to destroy this Primal Beast.
Silence for
He's
so long. They're already on the Witch Doctor, too. They
But
kill the
they do get
Undying
this
this time.
Undying kill.
See if
This
Abaddon can carry
Necro
this.
is running at him.
No.
Gets the
Huge
third kill
burst
onto
break.
this. Man, Spectre is just getting destroyed by this Bristle. And Necro has to TP back.
Really
Yeah.
unfortunate start to that fight.
I mean, the fights are just really hard at this point. You have to keep dodging because the Bristle's unfightable. The Bristle's just unfightable. And he's just going to go first everywhere and make the map really small for you. He's doing a great job right now. He's just shoved up on mid side and not giving them any leeway on the map. As soon as they leave the map, he's walking towards them and looking where they are and scouting them and making it just really easy for his team to play the game at this point. And it's only going to continue to, it looks like, right? He's grabbing bot wave, he's shoving it in their face, now he's going to go hit mid tower again. Just completely collapse the map. And they do not want to mess with him. He's got Aegis, he's got Bloodstone anyway, he won't die. He's got Lotus now, so best of luck. He can't really get grabbed. I mean, Lotus is pretty beast in this game. They don't have any good way to lock him down now besides Scythe. So, I mean, or they can start on him. But the Primal is so poor. I mean, Primal doesn't even have like close to an Axe yet. I mean, barely BKB. I mean, he needs the BKB too, so he has to buy BKB, and then he needs Ags. So,
oh my
4K,
goodness,
5K gold, and yeah,
double.
they're all dead.
This Skywrath has an Ags. This Skywrath
Yeah.
is almost as rich as this Primal Beast. Has
Did I
an
see that
Ags
right?
and
Does-
can just totally destroy them.
Does Bristleback have? Okay, so he's gonna take the shard. Bristleback, I mean, he's going bots. He's gonna have the shard, or he has the shard already, but he's gonna take the shard now. Boom! Exploded.
And we
Yeah,
have
grab
Grab
ally.
Ally. Whoa, the best shard in the game. But
And,
14k lead for
A
YodiBrodi.
zombie has an Ags, so he's cosplaying Toronto, Tokyo right now. He's gonna be 15k HP randomly. That's gonna be a problem.
That is
It
so
makes
rough.
Necro better. What do you mean?
And he's just showing up high ground, and they just can't do anything. Like, what does he
Tombstone
do?
down.
Tombstone down. They
Maledict
have
out
this-
on his Scourge Duck. He's just gonna
Just
Bloodstone run
runs
for it
out.
to
Alright,
lead the
he's
Witch Doctor.
murdered Witch Doctor.
Burrow strike in the back line onto the
haunting in.
Spectre. The Fear has to come
just
out, but the Mystic
immediately
Flare's
killed.
already deleted them.
Alright,
Yeah, I think this one's
game
over.
is
This could be
over.
Jover.
This is
So-
very reminiscent of
Yikes.
game one.
Yeah, I mean the supports on YodiBrodi are just way too good. I feel like, and the games all look like this to me. Like, in a lot of this is what my games look like too. Kind of, they just snowball super hard because they just pwn their lanes, and then they're just making way better map reads than the enemy supports. So the game just collapses really fast. I feel like it's just a game of supports, honestly. I mean, that's what it looks like to me because the Spectre side, the Primal and the Necro, like even the Necro, they don't really get online. They're just like struggling to
Yeah.
get online. They just need too many items to have enough impact.
Well, it just feels like
It's-
this Necro is not having the impact he needs. He just kind of sits there, runs in, runs out, and the Spectre haunts on someone and then gets immediately silence Mystic Flared for his entire life savings. But it also didn't help that this the Spectre has 9 deaths going into this. Think if he had like 1 or 2 more items without as many deaths, that's a Scotty. That's
doesn't-
something that could potentially
It
do
starts in the lane though, right? Like it started with Witch Doctor dying like 3 times. Then like it bleeds into him, right? Like then he's gonna start dying. And you really need, the only way to not die in these types of games when you're Spectre is to have your supports like make a lot of space. And they were doing okay for like almost like right up until they died on top tier 1, like trying to make the play on the Sand King when the Sand King was baiting. But I mean, like I said, that's just like such a beast play from the dire supports. You know, they're like set up there waiting, like baiting their Sand King. You know, it's just a good move, like great read from them. Just collapses the game. And
Meanwhile,
also,
this
they were
Bristol's
really low
gonna
level.
attack.
I mean, this is why you put the Aegis onto your Bristle, right? Is because you're just
I
looking
mean,
to end
this,
the game.
This guy's going first, man. Like, I think he should have Aegis because he's going first. Like, no one else is going first. Bristle's going first. This guy's in front for sure. So,
Yeah. Maybe if you're
grab
looking to
ally on
farm,
the
Doomed
like,
himself. Okay.
So now he's out. And
Oh,
the
there's
Sand
the
King is just going to
epicenter.
burst in, kill this. Dark Will has to buy back immediately.
Primal
Beast just
perma-stunned in
not
the
doing anything.
sandstorm.
Can't even pop BKB.
There
Gets
he
this
goes.
Sand King, but then just gets killed by Jed.
Oh, they
Did
got
you
him.
get a
Oh,
kill?
they got us.
No
indeed.
Aegis.
All right,
Wait,
now
no
the
Aegis?
NC's dead. Oh,
Yeah,
Expired,
Aegis
right?
expired.
All right. Well, that's
They
a
might be able to
massive
get-
misplay.
Did they throw?
I mean, Spectre got 800 gold for killing Skywrath Mage. That was good for him. I mean, how much gold did they get for the Bristol kill? It must have been like
2.1.
2K. 2.1?
2K a gold change.
Yeah, I mean that's a 5K, 6K swing. So we take those for sure. I mean,
Damn.
I mean, the Primal Beast did everything wrong in that fight, right? Like he got chain stunned for 6 seconds, then popped BKB, then grabbed and died immediately. So it's the worst case scenario actually. But
yeah,
also
1700 gold for killing
mean-
Scourge McDuck there.
they didn't take a good initiation on the side of YodiBrodi. They kind of just took this Dark Willow who had buyback, so it's like nothing. Like you use all your you use roll and epicenter on Dark Willow, and then Primal Beast like accidentally got himself killed. So surely they can find a better initiation. You start on the Necro, you start on the Witch Doctor or Willow where they don't have buyback, like not in their base. It's still a pretty easy fight for them, I think.
Yeah, the
And-
Skywrath had 10 kills, so that's why he popped like a balloon for the
Yeah.
Spectre. And now the Spectre's kind of back. He's almost at this Scotty. The Scotty's going to make a huge difference against these tanky cores like the Sand King and the Bristle.
Yeah, he might need to go Nullifier though. I will say it's maybe Nullifier's not that good, but it feels like he doesn't want to kill the tanky cores. He needs the Necro to sit in front, and he needs to kill the Sky, because the Sky is going to kill the Necro, right? So if you can kill the Sky when the initiation happens, you know, YodiBrodi are going to smoke and they're going to say, okay, we see Necro, we got to burst this guy. And the Sky's going to go in. And hopefully when or not the Sky, the Sand King, sorry. Hopefully when that
Paladin
happens,
sword on this bristleback. He got the god rolls.
Yeah, god roll for sure. You know, you just want your Spectre to kill the Sky so the Necro can carry the fight, I think. I would personally maybe switch to Nullifier here when I realize, like, it's just so, like, this is a late Scotty. He has gone so many items before. He went Midas, Urn, Blade Mail. I mean, the Scotty is not that late, but it's just kind of not that impactful, I think, at this point. Maybe Nullifier is better, but I think if you get both, it's still fine. You know, go Scotty into Nullifier, and maybe that's still going to be good enough, right? But I'd really like to see him maybe get a Nullifier. Just find a way to kill this Sky. So don't let him kite you with this Ghost Scepter. Same with Undying. I think Undying has... He's Force. Oh, no, just the Ags, actually. I forgot. He's buying Glimmer now. Okay, I forgot. Yeah. This guy's got Ags. He's a beast. So maybe Scotty's good, but I don't know if it works on Ags. Maybe?
I have no idea, actually.
I mean, he just gains strength, right? I mean, probably not. Probably just gains strength, so...
I don't know. I'm really excited for this Necro Ags to come out. He's about 1,000 gold away from it, if he doesn't want to save for buyback.
Oh, the roll up.
And being able to, oh man, this Dark Willow dying again. That's kind of crazy.
I mean, forced roll, at least. That's good. Like, that roll is the same timer as his death, so we take those. Like, sure. It's okay, I think.
Yeah, I think that was the dieback death, right? So they're not going to get a whole lot out of
I'm going to say,
timer.
Necro is close to critical mass. You know, I said Necro needs 6k, 7k gold, 8k gold. Well, he's almost there. He almost has Ags. This is the God mode item on this hero, where you'll actually start killing people. And he has another slot, too, for Shivas. I think he really needs some armor, probably, and a way to... I mean, they'll have Scotty plus Shivas, right? Then you have mega heal reduction. Maybe Bristle doesn't just kill you through Bloodstone. Maybe Sand King actually dies. So they're getting some tools. They still they're close to Scotty. They're close to Ags. They need both. Okay, they have Scotty. They have Ags. The Primal is not close to Ags. He still needs probably a lot. But oh, Lotus. Have a fight.
Oh my god, no. This Necro was their only shot, and he's so close to the Ags. He's just running away, but he's getting stunned by all this stuff. Mystic Flare dropped.
Okay, there's the Primal in the back line.
Pulls
They
out,
got all the ults
the kill.
down.
Oh no,
no, that's Scourgeback got kind of low, but it's the Spectre that's isolated now. Witch Doctor from the side. Can they get the Spectre out? It's saving Private Spectre here as they're trying to turn with the Voodoo Switcheroo. Can they find the damage into SMD? No, they find the Spectre.
Oh, that's so
dead.
rough.
The Witch Doctor as well.
Man, I feel like if he had the Ags, he would win the fight. He was 20 gold off. I mean,
Yeah.
wow, just so close.
Bad timing, and that's a team wipe. I think that's Megas.
Yeah, I mean, that's a 10. I mean, they got 10, 11, 12k off that. I mean, that's a huge swing. And now
Wait, no, they
can
teleported back.
I mean, they just don't have tower push. I mean, who's gonna? I mean, Bristle has to push the towers, right? Bristle just went to go. I don't know.
He's going AC.
I mean, yeah, he'll get there. He's working on it, I think.
On his courier, his courier is bringing in the Hyperstone.
I mean, it's only a 40-second death duration on Spectre. Probably not Megas.
Yeah, probably not Megas. I mean, at least one side for sure, maybe two, but probably 1.5. You know, one of those. And they have to chill. I mean, this Necro Ags might carry this fight. It was so close if this guy had Ags, but I mean, now it might be way harder. Now they have a new item. Like they just got like 10. They just got like 13k gold. So now there's a sheep stick. So now something really bad is gonna happen. Just like you know, 5-man wipe, whatever. At this point in the game is way too much.
Oh, they only get one melee Rax.
Primal needs Ags so badly. He's close, right?
So
he must be close.
He can just buy it.
Oh, he has it, dude. He needs it too. It's so important. They would kill Bristle so easy if they had their items. Like, they just needed to wait like one more, 1,000 more gold as a team. They probably could have won that last fight like 5-0 in their favor.
This Necro Ags feels so nice, though. The Heartstopper aura giving 60% of that 146 region. That's like a free Radiance right there.
And when he's using Q, it does, I mean, it just all does damage. When he's using his W, it's amping everything. So you do actually way more damage during your Ghost Shroud. I mean, it's just crazy. So they can win any fight too.
If they can get on the Skywrath, let's say the Spectre Shadow Steps on the Skywrath for the Scotty, and maybe the Blade Mail. Is he going? Oh, he's going the Nullifier. I thought he was going Radiance for a second. I think they can get it because the Skywrath has E-Blade, but if you nullify it, then he's just gonna die.
Yeah,
In
I
that
mean,
last fight, they Spectre jumped the Skywrath, but it was right on the edge of the sandstorm. So he just jumped and instantly got stunned by the burrow spines.
Well,
It was super
Bristleback
unlucky.
now has
this
Aegis
fight is
again.
harder. Yeah, I mean, this is hard. They should burst him. Yeah, burst him right here with the axe. Yeah, there you go. Okay, you're
They
starting.
got him,
Yeah, you
they got
bursted
him,
him.
they
They got him. Now back up, back up.
crap.
Oh,
Sand King from
DNC with the
downtown with the
burrow
Wind
strike,
Waker.
with the epicenter. Wind Wakering all over the heads of Sporkface Killaz as they have to try to reset this fight, but with Scourge McDuck in his second life, looking to focus down the Necrophos. The
This
fear,
Necrophos is
it's pushed
still
him back away.
living.
Will they be able to finish the job
Oh, they
here?
got
Yes,
him.
they will. 3 dead. Only Spectre and Dark Willow alive as
They have no buybacks,
Brody
too.
Nexus charge down mid.
Is this
think
this
that's
is
the
a
end.
game, but
They're gonna get mega. They have no buys on 2.
and
That's
they're
bad
gonna
Aside
news.
from which, but instantly jump Henry in the back line. Looking
Oh,
to be
dude, this
burst
guy's
by
going into
the
the fountain, bro.
bristle,
It's pretty
yeah.
bad.
Shadow Realm does
He
not
should
save him
go.
there.
If he knew they didn't have buyback, he would just go fountain right away and kill them. Really funny.
fountain diving, baby.
Oh, they find Spectre on the sideline.
No.
Not able to get away.
I mean, he's going fountain anyway. Like, surely he's going fountain.
Insta die back from the Witch Doctor there.
Come on, Scourge McDuck. You know you wanna. You know.
Come on,
you
fountain
just,
dive for this
you know the
final.
Spectre's dead. They don't have buys. You know. All right.
Hitting buildings, boring.
Yeah. Really boring. No flare, but yeah, they got a dub, so that's more than I got. Fair enough.
They're looking to finish the job here.
Yes. And this
Find
guy's
the
dead, no
Spectre once
buys,
again.
so-
No way to get out of this one.
This is-
Trying to farm
uh-oh.
the top lane. Mystic
Oh,
Flare,
force
Islands,
snap.
but they chase him down.
That's a dieback.
Yeah, that's it.
We should see the GG's called here pretty soon.
No, this Necro has eggs. They can still do it.
Necro
Please.
will 1v5. Starting-
Necro 1v5.
If they
with
hadn't
Primal
lost that
Beast.
team fight mid, then he would
Yeah,
have
that's
1v5.
unfortunate.
But unlucky.
Oh, buyback on the Dark Willow? They're not. It's not Jover yet.
Pretty
It's
sure
not
Dark
that-
Willow hasn't completed anything besides ground
Necro.
boots.
There's initiation onto the
Necro's just
Necrophos,
getting
onside the spines. The burn is starting to happen as he goes over towards the Undying, gets the Scythe out, does eventually fall, but the
He's
Mystic
regenerating a
Flare
ton, and he's
quite
doing a
lot.
lot of damage.
Getting
Reflecting
burnt
all
down
this
slowly
things,
but
and he's-
surely. There's a silence, so
dead.
now he's surely dead.
The sky is
GG's are called.
shredding him.
YodiBrodi with a very dominant 3 rounds. My goodness, did they drop a game?
I think we won a game. Did we win a game? I think
We
we
won
a game.
against
Yeah,
Fry
we won a
Boys.
game.
Really, really good. Not dropping a single series though. Man, that was crazy effective.
Yeah, quite a dominant grand final series here from YodiBrodi Nexus. We saw that they just couldn't really get them off of their game plan. Even game 1, it felt like they were all able to pick comfort heroes, and the lanes just went way too strong. We kept thinking that the Sporkface Killaz lineup would be able to transition into a mid-game point, but it just never really happened. YodiBrodi, they applied the gas and it never really ended.
No, I feel like every time we were like, man, Sporkface Killers' draft is crazy good. They have so much catch. They have everything. They have so many answers, and it just looks like YodiBrodi just stomps these lanes. I think it came down to the Sand King doing so much. I guess that's 3,001 games on the Sand King, really showing because he's definitely getting these double and triple burrow strikes. It's great.
Yeah. SMD, Bristleback, Hedgehog. Wait, no, Porcupine. Close enough. Same thing. Yeah, too good. Classic. I mean, that's literally a classic, right? And you said the
Yeah.
Weaver, but Bristleback is kind of his hero. If I'm gonna put SMD on a hero, I would say it's Bristleback. So here you go. Easy up for him.
I do want to shout out Gunga Giga on this Pangolier coming back from one of the worst lanes I've seen in a very long time. Necro Bully lane coming back with an 8-1 performance throughout this game. What a legend. The Jover lane is not so Jover mid game.
I mean, it's how this Pango hero works, right? It's almost like his lane doesn't even matter because he's gonna get that defusal no matter what. And then
Yeah.
once he has a defusal, his impact, especially towards heroes like the Necro, just becomes so huge in the mid game skirmishes.
And he turns into a ball. It's BKB. So good luck.
Man,
Yeah. Best of luck. Here's Pangolier.
okay.
All right.
We have Dora coming for the interview, the winner's interview. We've seen him 3 times now for winner's interview.
They just keep sending Door. That's it. They really
Yeah.
do. That's
Yeah.
pretty.
Dang.
They gotta
I
be
like
more
Door.
creative.
Hey there, Dor. Oh, I guess he's not in Discord yet.
Nope.
Hello, Dor. Congratulations on the series win. How are you feeling?
Uh, Pretty good. You know, that was like pretty good. It looked clean, I guess.
I really liked a lot of your lanes on your team. What's your guys' I just think that your guys' performance overall throughout this combine and into the tournament has been really, really nice. Is there anyone on the team that you really take inspiration from, or you like that calls the shots in your laning stages? Because I think that's a big key to your success. Is that correct?
Yeah. I mean, I make some calls too. Like, I'm sure like I'm doing some of the calling, and like it's like me and SMD, I guess, and then like everyone else also pitches in. But like SMD is sort of like a captain. Like that's what he's doing, and then I'm just like trying my own shit.
I'm joined here once again by Sammy Boy. You got any questions for Dor here?
I mean, I got slaughtered. I don't know. What am I? I mean, it looked like a pretty easy win. I only saw one game, but it looked pretty easy. It looked like they gave you Bristol back. You guys just like the subs are just collapsing on their towers. You took all their tier ones. It looked like a chill game. I don't know. I feel like you guys should feel pretty good. Looked like you guys were by far the best team, I would say. So probably just feels good, right? Like you guys won. Anything to look forward to next week? I imagine. I don't know. Are there roster changes? How does this work? You change rosters? I guess you guys will stay together probably and still win next week.
I feel like like why would anyone change the roster? Like you're just gonna change for like worst players every time. So
I don't know how it works. I don't know. I'm just saying you guys look pretty good, so seems like you guys just want to keep this confidence up for next week, keep the momentum, right?
Yeah.
Do you got any plans to spend your money on? How much you win? You win like $500?
Yeah, I got like $100.
Yeah, you got like $100. You got any big plans for the money? Like,
Not really. I need like buy
Not
food
really.
and shit.
all right, that's what I would say. Mine's for Chick-fil-A, so like $25.
Yeah.
All right, nice games. That's my question. I don't got much.
No, I'm really interested in your guys' thoughts on how you guys draft. I know a lot of the broken heroes this patch are like the Spirit Breaker, Spirit Breakers, Chaos Knights, and of course the Bristlebacks. But I know since you're a support, what broken heroes do you really like playing? What's your like pet role?
I mean, I think Tree's really broken. I think a lot of people are looking at like A and Grim as like really broken heroes. I don't see that as like the same shit. I think it's like not as good.
And
like, yeah.
of course. And I noticed your teammate DNC has over 3,000 games on Sand King. Is there any hero that you wouldn't mind putting in that 3,000 game to really like hone it in and make it perfect?
Maybe like Earth Spirit, but like that's not a 5 hero, so I can't play that. I think Earth Spirit's really fun.
Not yet, at least. Soon. Maybe week 2.
I don't want to play Earth Spirit 5. That sounds like cancer.
I noticed for your 3 wins here on Grand Finals 1, you've been the winner's interview every single time. Is the rest of your team
Yeah, what's up
shy?
with
Are
that
you-
actually?
Yeah.
Right.
Are you like tanking it for the team? What's going on?
I think like Begon and SMD think if they do the interview, like bad shit will happen. Like they'll say something really bad. So like,
There's a famous SMD interview where he said something really bad, right? I feel like that one might be kind of cursed.
yeah,
Unlucky.
so like, they're not allowed to do it. They like ban themselves.
I see. So you're
Yeah,
the
I
only
do.
one with the media training to go on and
Yeah, you're the only
ruin
human
NAs.
being on your team. You gotta come do the interview. It's pretty good. The rest of you guys are animals in a good way, though. Bristleback, massive animal, just in your face, taking all your towers. What a beast. No cap.
All right, Dor, thank you for the interview. Good luck with next week for the other 2 seasons, or not seasons, but tournaments for NADCL Season 5 that we have coming up. We'll let you go, and we'll close out the broadcast. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, congrats. You guys owned.
Congrats. Send my regards to YodiBrodi.
All right, so let's take a look at the bracket. Let's go over what we have witnessed this weekend on NADCL. We had some weird schedules going on. Where we had our quarterfinals happen on Friday night, and then on Saturday we had a semifinals happen early with the Nexus and the Fry Boys. Then we went back for the rest of the quarterfinals. Obviously, Sporkface kind of stood out in the bottom half of the bracket, 2-0ing both the Honored Vanguard and Astronaut Esports. But the real dominant ones were Nexus throughout the bracket. I think we're going to see some roster changes. I think we already have seen a roster change with Instinct trading out Zor for Ush.
I think that's the really
Wait,
cool part.
what?
Yeah, Zor for
Wait,
Ush.
who?
Baby.
Who is Ush on the Honored Vanguard?
Ooh, let's
Okay.
take a look. I can find this. Yeah,
Okay.
Ush was on
And
Honor Vanguard.
Zor is on Honored Vanguard now, right?
Yeah.
That was wait, isn't A and B the one that tipped Zor after the game?
Exactly,
That's how he
exactly.
got kicked? That's so
Yeah.
funny. Wait, what? No way.
I
A&B
know
is
we
so
watched the game.
toxic. What the heck?
The drama,
That's what I was
baby.
thinking.
No way. He
I
tipped
love the
him. Now he's
drama.
kicked. Like that means certainly that means the team is blaming him too, because he took the fall. Like, he's the fall man. Like
I mean, apparently Zor wanted
so
out
funny.
too, so.
I mean,
My
I'd be
goodness.
if A and B tipped me like that, I'd want out. Like right away, I'd be like, what the hell? Like, no way. Like that's pretty funny.
I think that's kind of the beauty of this this format, though. The bidding allows us to see what players are high value, what players can potentially come up, and we have so many free agents that could potentially come through the woodwork. We can see these roster changes really come into form. When a team works out really well, I think they're going to stay together. I think these YodiBrodi guys are going to stay together at least until the next few weeks because they look great. But it allows these other teams to kind of pick and choose. Maybe this didn't exactly work with the team dynamic we're going to, or maybe we need someone to pick these types of heroes. And I think that's such a cool part of the format of this league. So I'm excited to see what's coming in the next weeks.
Yeah, if you're a supporter of one of these teams that didn't make it all the way to the grand finals, wasn't able to change the championship, get in your team chats, start trying to think about how these rosters can be improved, who you can move around for the upcoming week, and we'll see you all back next weekend for another NADCL Season 5 tournament. We have 2 single elimination tournaments and then a double elimination tournament at the end of the season. So we'll look forward to that. Thank you guys, Crescent and Sammy Boy, for joining me. It was a pleasure as always, and we'll catch y'all next weekend in NADCL Season 5. We are out.
It's always fun. Goodbye, everyone.